a general reading. This means that not every... You said you can't hear me? Oh, we can hear you. Okay. Thank you, President. This is a general reading. This means that not everything that is mentioned in this reading is going to be a perfect match to what's going on in your situation. Listen to this with an open mind. Please avoid making... Hey, Divine Intuitive. Please avoid making any rash decisions based on a general reading. If you'd like a read based on your own personal energy, you can, of course... Hey, Celine. Book me for a session on my website, which happens to be AngelicAscensions.com. We are always going to go over delicate topics. Scorpio, let's dive in. Your guides are saying that somebody in your situation has a lot of ego. And maybe there's some things that they're not saying. Maybe there's some things that they want to express to you. Right now, it seems like this person is angry and they're frustrated because of maybe some things that have happened. And maybe that's just the vibe between you and this person right now. Yep, spirit guides are saying, when it comes to you, Scorpio, there's an ending. So obviously, you ended things with this person. This is why you're in no contact with them. Or some of you, you're ending things this week. And the reason that you're ending things is because something doesn't add up. Your gut is definitely telling you that this person is lying, trying to gaslight you about some stuff, Scorpio or Cross Watcher. It looks like somebody might want to go back to you or might be inclined to go and clear the situation up. Separation, as soon as I say that. So it comes up not once but twice. There's an ending, there's a separation. For some of you, this is a third-party situation. So some of you are waiting for someone to leave a third party. It looks like somebody might be doing so or may have done something, because I definitely see a separation from a situation where someone is not happy. There's a Taurus involved. Taurus, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Somebody says, yeah. You're like, yeah, I lied to you. I lied to you, Scorpio. Or Scorpio, you lied to somebody. They said, no, they regret it. That might have been why you ended things with somebody. But to be honest with you, I think that that's what's going on this week, is that there is an ending. See what this ending is about. Well, we already know what the ending is about. It's about somebody's ego. Somebody has way too much pride to maybe tell you what it is that they want to say. I see somebody benefiting off of somebody, staying with someone because they are able to get something, gain something from this relationship. It feels like there's like a fatal attraction type of situation where somebody is just obsessed. They don't want somebody to be able to move on. Or they don't want somebody to leave them, is what this looks like, Scorpio. So maybe you have this person's child. I definitely see surgery being something that's important to you, especially if we're talking about uterine surgery. Some of you, maybe you just gave birth or you gave birth recently. Seeing the number 6 is relevant, so this could definitely be a Virgo. Some of you might have a 6-year-old, or some of you could have been together with someone for 6 years or more. Somebody wants to talk. It's possibly this Aries. I see somebody in your situation that likes to drink. Could be high, could be under the influence. Yeah, somebody has too much pride to come to you to tell you what they're thinking and feeling. But somebody is definitely remembering you. They're thinking about you very heavily around this period of time, to the point that they're unfocused, maybe at work, thinking about you. Especially if you have water in your chart, Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. So maybe this is a water sign to water sign relationship. For others of you, this is not a romantic situation between you and this King of Wands. This could definitely be a family member. So you and a family member might be going through it. You may have cut off a family member because you were tired of arguing with them, tired of being the butt of their joke. It seems like somebody might be exaggerating a story, playing up a story. Yep, your issue is that this person will not change. So it seems like that's why you're keeping your distance. This would be the reason for the separation. See, be someone in your situation concerned about money. Didn't I say somebody benefits off of someone? Someone could possibly be the breadwinner in the situation. And this could be why somebody is staying. Here's a third party for some of you. That might be why some of you are going through a breakup. It's because there's a third party involved. You're finding out about it. Like I was saying, your gut knows. You sense that there's a change up with this person. Some of you are waiting for closure. Capricorn. I'm waiting for Scorpio though, but I definitely hear Capricorn. You might be waiting for closure from this person. Scorpio or cross watcher, it feels like that closure may not be coming. You might, for some of you, hear me clearly, you might be waiting for that closure for absolutely nothing. I think somebody does want to come to you. I think somebody might need to get over their fears first. Some of you might hear from someone this week. If you don't hear from them today at the time of this reading, you might hear from them sometime this week. Somebody definitely is thinking about the fact that they do need to change. So this whole thing about their refusal to change, I think somebody realizes this. I think they've learned certain lessons or gone through certain situations that have been very repetitive, very redundant. And they see, you know, they see their issues. I think that somebody is well aware that they need to change, but they're not going to. They're going to put it off. They're going to procrastinate on this. Might be finding yourself people-pleasing. Scorpio or cross-watcher. Feels like on the outside looking in, people feel like this relationship is struggling. And your gripe with this person is you might feel like they lie about the smallest, unnecessary, insignificant things. It's like you're looking at this person like, you really had to lie to me about that? Some of you Scorpios, this person doesn't want to commit. Their intention is to commit maybe a little bit later. Maybe when, I don't know, maybe when they feel like they're ready. Seems like the person that you're dealing with has a lot of past trauma. Seems like someone could be a Pisces. Someone could be, I mentioned you, a Scorpio or a Sagittarius. Seems like you're having a hard time trusting each other. And I think that somebody feels very annoyed. There's a lot of anger that's playing out this week. Scorpio. Let's see, what is this anger about? Seems like somebody feels very lost. I'm talking about in life in general. Like they don't know whether they're coming or going. You don't know what the heck they're doing. They might be lost about their purpose. Lost about family values. And valuing the people that are around them. Valuing themselves even. I do see a shift that's coming in for you. Just as a side note, the main story here is about those of you who are in no contact. But I do see some other things here that I'm going to talk about. I will say that some of you, this person that we're talking about is at a distance from you right now. Some of you are concerned about finances. You are. You're concerned about your financial future. You're concerned about your career. So it feels like that's where you're kind of keeping your energy, is on improving your career. Whatever it takes, it just feels like you're striving. Your career feels like it's very important to you. This is a very important time for you to go within. It seems like your guides are talking to you about facing your shadow. It seems like Scorpio or cross watcher, you've been avoiding your shadow for the longest time. It seems like somebody, like your spirit guides are saying you can't outrun your issues. So something is going to put you front and center with whatever these issues are that are getting in the way of your happiness. It seems like there could be somebody coming in that could be communicating with you, looking for a favor. This is a big favor. Maybe this favor is a stretch. This might be a family member. I think that there's somebody that might be recognizing your struggle. Scorpio or cross watcher, somebody might be coming in to bring you some laughter, some joy. I think that there is somebody that wants to see you. I think that there's somebody that's going to make it a priority of theirs to come and see about you or to see about a child. Scorpio. That might be where there's this major shift, this turnaround. Because it seems like things have been kind of continuous. Like things have not really shifted between you and this person very much. Seems like somebody wants respect out of this situation. It definitely feels like there's something that is resolvable for some of you. Maybe this is a salvageable situation. You guys are talking to about taking care of your health. It seems like there's something going on with you, your health, your mental health, Scorpio, or maybe I might be talking about somebody around you that you haven't seen in a while. I'm going to say something that sounds very relevant. Elephants, turtles could be relevant. So I have a broken bone. Hearing prostate. Someone could possibly have an issue with their prostate, especially prostate cancer. And seems like you're really spiritual. You're getting into some spiritual discipline. Seems like whatever lesson this is, the spirit guides have been trying to teach you about yourself and self-awareness. Since we're talking about a refusal to change, it seems like there's some things that spirit guides are talking to you about. We talked about how are you stepping in your own way? How are you blocking yourself? So it seems like spirit wants to set you aside, call you aside, and have a little meeting with you to show you where you could possibly be stepping on your own feet. It looks like your intention is to move forward, but they're saying something about the way that you're doing things. I'm even hearing conducting business. The way that you're conducting business may need to change. I don't know who needed to hear that. But this might even be with your communication with a child. Give me 1 second, please. I was saying this might even be your communication with a child. So this could possibly be where you might be changing things up with a kid. Okay. You guys are saying this is like the main lesson this week. Something may need to change. So if this has something to do with a relationship that you truly want to salvage, it seems like somebody is extremely frustrated and irritated with the fact that they feel like you're lying to them about some things. Like this could be very simple. Like it feels like somebody is saying, like just be honest, be real. I definitely see that you're dealing with someone who sees lies. And obviously, it seems like this week someone is doing something about it. So if you haven't spoken to someone, for some of you, somebody might be getting in touch with you this Friday. This week. You might go from zero communication to all of a sudden communicating. For some of you, this has something to do with a child. For some of you, as I mentioned to you, that you haven't spoken to somebody in a minute, maybe they need your help. They might need a favor. If you're looking for a change from this person, it doesn't feel like you're going to get that necessarily this week. But it does look like an apology is on somebody's mind. And I guess it's going to be a free will decision for someone to decide if they're going to deliver this apology and let you know. And set their ego aside to let this take place. With that, Scorpio Nation and Cross Watchers, this concludes your 7-day forecast with Angelic Ascensions. Thank you so very much for watching. I'll see y'all in the next one. Pisces, this is a general reading. This means not everything that is mentioned here is going to be a perfect match to what's going on in your situation. Listen for what resonates. Disregard the messages that are not for you. Please avoid making any rash decisions based on what you hear from a general reading. If you'd like a read based on your own personal energy, you can, of course, book me for a session on my website, which happens to be AngelicAscensionsTarot.com. Know this also, delicate topics are going to be discussed. Pisces, Let's dive in. I heard Capricorn before I started. I know I'm not confused. I know I'm reading for a Pisces. Some of you might have Capricorn in your natal chart. You're connected to somebody who is a Capricorn. Spirit guide is saying, yep. If it's not a Capricorn, it's a Taurus or a Virgo. But Capricorn is the standout earth sign in your reading. Uranus, Aquarius, Jupiter, Saggy. You're dealing with someone from the Sag Nation, and Virgo is in your energy. If Virgo is here, I'm going to go ahead and say, as soon as I part the deck, the sun. Yeah. Has to be every time I see Virgo, Leo is usually there. Capricorn, Spirit guide is saying, yes. There's a Capricorn in your energy. There's a Cancerian that's in your energy. It definitely feels like some of you are concerned about health. If no one has a health issue, then this feels like this is a health of your relationship. Let's see what's playing out. Let's see what's on somebody's mind. Okay, you're dealing with a Scorpio. Put that back and shuffle again. I remember every detail of that day. What happened? Because it seems like somebody wants to know, like somebody is just really, you know, somebody's eyes are bugged out, possibly a Cancerian. That's who's watching you. You definitely have a Cancer cross watcher. So whatever this is, it seems like other people want to know the tea. Maybe some people are surprised with maybe what you're going through, Pisces, with somebody, but it definitely feels like there's somebody that's sticking their neck out wanting to know what's going on with you, what's going on in your home. Because it seems like somebody's mouth is moving, somebody's talking a lot about your situation. There's a lot of buzz surrounding your name, Pisces. Some of you have maybe have recently given birth to a child. I see we talked about Aquarius and Sagittarius. We're definitely talking about somebody from your past coming back. You remember every detail of that day. Maybe this is your child. Maybe this is the day that your child was born. What happened? Did you get into it with this person? Pisces? Seems like you're staying up at all hours of the night. Just something that I noticed. Maybe you're done in a lot of energy drinks. So you're really eating out a lot, in particular McDonald's. I see a lot of sadness, boredom, depression, whatever you want to call it. I see that somebody is coming back. It seems like somebody might have a difficult decision to make about this situation. For some of you, there's a difficult decision being made. Maybe this has something to do with the court, or someone else is making a decision and it seems like you're having to wait. Seems like you're going through a lot of uncertainty about this person or about this relationship, or about something that's going on in your life. Some of you, this person is at a long distance from you, Pisces or cross watcher. It seems like you had your share of betrayal with this individual. And it seems like there's still love in the air between you and this person. Some of you, this is not romantic love, but this is a family connection. You have a lot of love for a family member, obviously for a child as well. Because it seems like there is a child, or there is more than one child involved in your situation. So let's say if you and your child are going through it, you haven't spoken. We're going to see what this is about, because it seems like you're saying you remember every detail of that day. What happened? Just my feeling, I think you got into it with this person. Spirit guys are saying, yeah, you did. You did. What somebody wants to bring is the peace offering. Okay, was there a reason you got into it with this person? Seems like they triggered you. They triggered your childhood wounds, abandonment issues. So for some of you, it's not what they did to you that you remember. It may be what they did to somebody else. I keep saying a child, but I keep seeing children that are in your reading that are relevant. So maybe you feel like somebody abandoned a child. Maybe you feel like somebody kind of left you to pick up the pieces. And maybe you feel like you're raising a child or children on your own. Or somebody dumped all the responsibility on you. For some of you, maybe somebody left you when you were pregnant. They left you for somebody else. Maybe they even got married to someone else. They're carrying on a whole other situation with somebody. They may have gotten involved in a karmic relationship. They're coming up empty because it doesn't look like their love life is really that great. Even if something appears to be a certain way online, Pisces or cross-watcher, it seems like in reality, the situation is different. It's not what it exactly seems. Because it definitely feels as though something is shattered. For some of you, what's shattered is your faith. Maybe for some of you, quite literally, it's your phone. So maybe you haven't had contact with someone. Maybe somebody can't get in contact with you because their phone is messed up. Or for some of you, somebody's going through something quite heavy and they just need some time to figure some things out. Somebody's not happy with the way that a situation is going right now. You guys are saying somebody wants forgiveness from you, Pisces. For whatever happened that day, you are dealing with a Scorpio. Very similar. Whatever happened that day ended things. I still want to know what happened. You remember every detail of what day. I guess it's going to differ for all of you. It seems like it has something to do with an argument. An unsettled one. Very deputy. Maybe somebody is a police officer. Maybe the cops were called in this situation. Somebody could be deputizing themselves, acting like they're the cops. You know what I mean? Taking things upon themselves. Definitely see some disunity between you and someone. If you have a third-party situation, I definitely see somebody bullying somebody, picking on someone. For some of you, this is children bickering amongst themselves. Somebody feels bullied. Some of you could be bullied at work. What happened? I want to know. Yes, I do. I feel like the cops were called in your situation. So I do feel like some of you have a legal situation. Or spirit guides are saying, warning, Pisces, things could possibly go left. And before they do, they're saying check your anger. Maybe it's not you. Remember, the reading can be reversed. But it definitely feels like somebody in this situation has anger problems. Somebody might be prone to putting their hands on someone else when they're angry. That's possibly how the cops could be getting called. I was telling you that you got some witnesses or somebody bugging their eyes out to see your situation. It feels like there is a witness or someone is watching, overhearing, eavesdropping, playing judge and jury in your situation. Pisces, this has something to do with a child. So you remember every detail of that day. Yeah. Some of you maybe parenting is just very difficult. Or as I mentioned to you, maybe this is you kind of picking up the pieces. Or maybe things got difficult with a co-parenting situation. You feel like that person just left. Like they just bailed on you. And you're like, I will never forget. Oh yeah. Especially if we're talking about a Cancerian. A Cancerian might forget, but they're not going to forget. They're going to hold on to that memory. I'm generalizing. That's kind of stereotypical. I'm not talking bad about Cancers. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying that's... I would say the same thing about a Capricorn. Capricorn is not going to forget either. But anyway, signs aside, that's just my 2 cents. Disregard that. What I will say about something that I see in the background, Pisces, you definitely want to protect your energy. You guys are talking to you about protection. But let me run it back a little bit. I was telling you about children. So it feels like Pisces or cross-watcher, you could be very fertile this week, or you're dealing with someone who is. So your spirit guides are saying protection. If you don't want children, you guys are saying you know what to do, Pisces. Some of you, maybe you're not sure if you're expecting a child. It seems like you have a level of uncertainty about something. Somebody might be uncertain about whether or not you want to talk to them, or they just don't know. Like I was telling you, maybe you don't know that somebody's phone is broken, or they don't have a way to contact you. Feels like communication is shattered though. So I feel like somebody doesn't know a way back to you. Maybe you moved, maybe you relocated, and they're trying to figure out where. Yep. Pregnancy. So for some of you, there is a third party here. And somebody might be uncertain about whether or not somebody's pregnant. Or you might be finding out about whether or not you're pregnant, or there is news of pregnancy around you. Somebody might be uncertain about whether or not they're going to keep a baby. Somebody might be concerned that somebody is fooling around with their baby mama, and here's the confirmation that they are. And maybe you were uncertain about it, but now you know. So it definitely feels like somebody could possibly be moving out. Whether this is related to this situation or not, I see that somebody could be thinking about moving out, or there could be a back and forth. That could be what this bickering is about. It's about whether or not somebody should move out, whether or not somebody should go their separate ways. Maybe you're not sure where to move. Maybe someone's not sure where they're going or where home is. I hear that song by Nelly Furtado, I'm like a bird. I don't know where my home is. So I feel like that might be the case for some of you. Maybe some of you do have a bird name. Maybe your name is Dove or Sparrow or Crow, or I don't know, Owl or something like that. Yeah. It's definitely this is a Pisces to Pisces relationship. It seems like there's something that you're going to figure out before the conclusion of this week. You remember every detail of that day. For some of you, this is somebody that's drinking. Maybe somebody said something to you when they were drunk. They came at you physically when they were drunk. For some of you, this is a court situation. Maybe for some of you, you did go to court, or you have the cops and the court were involved in your situation. Okay, for some of you, this is not like a no contact situation with a person. Maybe it's with a company. Maybe this has something to do with, what am I trying to say, your landlord. Maybe there is something that happened with a rental. Maybe you're renting your property out to somebody, you're renting from someone. It seems like either you're having conflict with a landlord, or this is some sort of domestic dispute. Maybe it's with a neighbor, but I definitely see conflict. So again, your spirit guides are telling you emotions, especially emotions mixed with liquor, could definitely get out of hand this week. And whatever happens, somebody's saying, I'm not going to forget about this. Something is very significant about that. But like we were talking about, let's roll it back. Somebody wants forgiveness. Somebody feels like you don't want to talk to them at all. And maybe they've been looking for you. They've been looking for you everywhere. Maybe online. Maybe you're nowhere to be found. Pisces. Maybe you're connected to someone who uses a lot of emojis. Random side note. Some of you, maybe you want to pull out your GPS. Google Maps or whatever, Apple Maps. It seems like you might be getting a little bit turned around, sidetracked in this sort of situation. You're driving, what am I trying to say? Like distracted. Somebody could be an athlete in your situation. Yeah. Somebody remembers every detail of that day. Again, this feels like this is a violent situation. I'm picking up the word threat. Somebody threaten you. Somebody be threatening somebody with a lawsuit. I feel like somebody is very aggressive with their conflict, or they said some things that were real messed up. I don't know. I like to date. So I want to know what happened. What the heck happened, Pisces? Whatever this conflict was about, like I said, it ended it caused an ending, especially for those of you who are in a third party. It had everything to do with deception. Random side note, some of you might be noticing a lot of spider webs and spiders. You might be contacting someone. Maybe someone is somebody's popping up. Pisces, either someone is popping up in conversation or on your feed, on your phone. Definitely in your thoughts or their thoughts. Maybe this is mutual. Somebody's going to pop up this week. Someone's likely going to resurface. You might have to talk about children. This might be what this conversation is about. Yeah. So somebody said something to you. They put their foot in their mouth. But it feels like somebody thought something was real funny. Okay? Definitely it feels like somebody said something that they shouldn't have said. Like I said, somebody put their foot in their mouth. It feels like somebody is embarrassed about maybe the way that they acted. Maybe they said something and walked off. But as I mentioned to you, somebody is prone to pop up again, especially since someone is ending a situation. Somebody could possibly be looking for you, Pisces or cross-watcher, on the hunt for you, especially now that they're single, they're back on the scene. They want to know what's up with you, Pisces. Or they might soon approach you. It seems like there's some hesitation. This person is worried. They're confused about maybe what to do. They're not sure about what decision to make at this time because this person's mind is not clear whatsoever. It seems like they're very guarded. Or this is you, Pisces or cross-watcher, you're very guarded with your energy. Chances are for some of you, somebody might be a little bit too nervous to approach you. Because they might know whatever happened that particular day is on your mind. And you might want to talk about it. Chances are, Pisces or cross-watcher, you're still pissed off about something about the way that something was handled or something that was said. Somebody doesn't want that smoke. They don't want that heat on them. They don't want you to harp on the past. It just feels like it's on their mind. So whatever this is that they're remembering, somebody might need to talk about it. Somebody might have something to get off their chest. Either that's the case, Pisces, or this is someone's assumption. It just feels like whatever was said or done, somebody's feelings are definitely hurt and it's fresh on their mind. Especially if this involves somebody else. Especially if that's what somebody was doing, like they were sneaking around with somebody else behind your back. This might be the day that you find out about that karmic relationship. Or for some of you Pisces, that's what you're coming to recognize, is this is not an equally yoked type of situation. This isn't the person that you're meant to be aligned with. It seems like there's a lot of taking, but no giving in this situation. If the giving is there, it seems like it's a one-way street. Who you might be visiting is somebody to ward off this negative energy off of you, because I definitely see there's somebody that's wishing you a lot of misfortune. Somebody could definitely be doing witchcraft on you. We're talking about baneful, toxic type of witchcraft. Because let me be real with you, witchcraft gets a bad rap. People instantly hear the word witchcraft and assume that it must have a negative connotation. Not all witchcraft is baneful. You can do witchcraft to heal. You can do witchcraft to repair a relationship, repair your finances, make a situation go smoother in court, this sort of thing. So that's what I mean. Not all magic is baneful. So not everyone that does witchcraft is evil. So let's see whether or not you're going to have communication with this person. It seems like you probably will. Pisces spirit guys, is there going to be communication for the Pisces nation this week, over the next 7 days? Yeah, maybe. For some of you, maybe somebody's going to get more information. Maybe they feel like they need some more information before they contact you. Some of you, somebody might contact you to get more information, because I did tell you that somebody is a little bit nosy or whatever. Maybe for some of you, this is about a job. Maybe there is communication about a job that's coming up, and maybe somebody might need some more information on you. Maybe this is a background check. So I definitely feel like there's somebody looking into something. Pisces or cross-watcher. It could be through tarot. To figure out some information on you, possibly about whether or not they should, or whether or not you're free to have this conversation undistracted. Are you still with this person? Or are you, you know what I mean? Somebody might want to check your relationship status to see, you know, is it right? Is it appropriate? Are they coming correct by having this conversation with you? Because they're like, if you're still with the third party, they're like, no, that's not something that they're interested in really putting themselves into. Or this is your spirit guide's recommendation. They're saying, Pisces, you might not want to stick your neck out in this situation until this person is really done, unless something is really truly finished before getting involved in somebody else's mess that you didn't create. For some of you, the third party was created. The mess was created due to a third party situation. Just depends on your situation. So that's what I see for you, Pisces Nation and Cross Watchers. Thank you so very much for tuning in. Have a blessed, beautiful, productive week, Pisces. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace. Gemini Nation, this is a general reading. This means that not everything that's mentioned is going to be a perfect match to what's going on in your situation. Listen with an open mind. Please avoid making any rash decisions based on a general. If you would like a reading based on your own personal energy, you can, of course, book me for a session at AngelicAscensions.com. Delicate topics are going to be discussed. Gemini, let's dive in. You're a Scorpio in your situation, a Libra in your situation. Some of you are possibly taking somebody to court, or there is a court matter that's going to be discussed in your situation. Some of you, yeah, you're dealing with somebody that runs their mouth a lot. Maybe somebody could possibly be a smoker, but definitely see an air sign in your energy. It seems like somebody's walking on eggshells in your situation, Gemini or Cross Watcher. Somebody's a little bit nervous. It seems like somebody feels like you are the one that is the decision maker in this situation. Somebody might be approaching you, it seems like, Gemini. Some of you have a child with this person. What's going on with Gemini Nation? What's going on with the Gemini Nation, spirit guides? Growth. Okay. So is that here? Did this person grow? Maybe what's growing is your belly. Some of you could be pregnant, or you could be finding out that you're pregnant. Maybe some of you outgrew a relationship. Maybe that's what you're looking for from someone, is growth. Maybe you feel like this person hasn't. You might feel like somebody has regressed more than they've grown. For some of you, this might have something to do with a child. Maybe you haven't seen your child in a moment and you see them again and you're like, wow, you've grown. Let's see what this is about. Like, you might recognize that, yeah, your child looks different. They're maturing. Spirit guys, what's going on with Gemini? I'm starting to understand our connection. Somebody might be looking for a softer approach. Maybe there could have been violence between you and this person in the past. It seems like somebody's trying to find a non-violent way to approach you. Possibly this Aries. Some of you, maybe you're needing to get in touch with someone about a financial matter. For some of you, maybe this is why you're taking someone to court. It could possibly be for child support. You got the Hermit that shows up in your reading. Virgo is going to be relevant. Sagittarius is relevant in your situation. Some of you are spiritual. You're doing some sort of spiritual work. Okay. Yeah. This Gemini, you're doing spiritual work. Possibly to mitigate some spiritual work that somebody is doing on you. Because it looks like you might have a few people, Gemini or cross watcher, that's doing spiritual work on you. And I do mean baneful magic. Let's talk about it. Does that mean that you need to worry about it? No. Growth. The reading started off that way, saying, yeah, in spite of what someone is trying to stunt, which is your growth. It could be financial growth. It could definitely be growth within your career. Somebody is trying to stop something that you're doing. You're going to grow regardless. Yep, there's definitely some deception in your situation. A whole lot of spying. You got at least 3 people doing magic on you for some of you Geminis. Watching. Somebody could definitely be watching in secret online. It definitely feels like somebody could be trying to disguise their, I'm hearing appearance, their identity online. Like somebody is hiding under a fake profile. If this is somebody doing magic on you, somebody may want you to know who they are so that you don't throw that magic back at them. Because it definitely feels like you're capable of doing that. Gemini, or you're connected to somebody that knows something about magic. You might be relocating random. You might be relocating an item that you misplaced. I'm seeing the word force. I'm hearing, may the force be with you. I'm not sure what that is from. Or somebody could possibly be taking something by force. This is definitely someone trying to force their will on you. Somebody's name could be Will. What I mean by that is their free will. Your free will. Somebody's definitely trying to infringe upon your free will. Like I said, somebody's doing magic on you. It seems like spirit guys are saying that they want you to be aware of that. What's going on though? Somebody... Okay, there's a whole bunch of other stuff that's coming out of the reading, but I'm trying to really kind of keep it focused here on this no contact situation. They're definitely telling me you have haters. That's what's going on in the background. You could have some people trolling you. That's neither here nor there. I think you see it, but I don't think that's the focal point this week. It does look like somebody is very back and forth in their mind about you. Somebody could be going back and forth in their mind about whether or not they're going to text you back, because it looks like Gemini or cross-watcher, maybe you did send somebody a text, but maybe they didn't respond to it. So somebody is kind of left hanging. They're like in limbo. They're like, okay, should I say something again? Or they're wondering, did so-and-so see my message? Let's see, did they see your message? Probably. It seems like they may have. But it also feels like somebody might be a little bit, you said it's from Star Wars. Thank you for letting me know that. Oh, what am I trying to say? The police force, especially the sheriff. That's what I feel like I was reaching for. What was I talking about? Whether or not somebody saw your message, and I was saying, yes, I believe that they did see a message. I think that somebody is going through a very difficult time. I think that there is somebody that does want peace in this scenario. It doesn't look like they want to carry on the same energy. What happened? Did you get into an argument with someone, Spirit guys? What happened here? What happened? This is about money. It seems like money is involved in this situation. Some of you, you're having conflict with somebody that you work with. Possibly a Leo, a fire sign. There's an Aquarius that shows up to the picture. And an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. You might be arguing with somebody over some old stuff. Some stuff that maybe happened back in the day. And you're still mad about it. I'm not, don't take that as though I'm criticizing you. I'm just saying that that's just kind of like what I see. Not a criticism, just an observation. And somebody's like, I don't want to talk. Somebody's avoiding paying you money that they owe you, Gemini or cross watcher. Yeah, it seems like for some of you it's that. Somebody didn't pay you what they owed you. Now, maybe it's not a financial situation. Like, they don't owe you an apology. They do. They do. Somebody's wrong. Especially about their mouth. Somebody's mouth is reckless. They're doing a lot of gossiping. Maybe you don't care about the gossip. Maybe it's about the apology. You feel like that's what they owe you. Is that. And they won't give you this apology. Be mindful of somebody at work trying to run their mouth. There's a lot of gossip here, so it seems like somebody could be using this gossip as a way of trying to sabotage you or put obstacles your way. I always ask this question. Do you always have this much anxiety, Gemini? I'm pretty sure you do, because it seems like it comes up every reading. It seems like your anxiety stems around money, and it seems like you want to have peace of mind about a financial situation. Somebody may have pulled away. I hear Pisces. This is Gemini. Pisces usually comes up in your reading. Maybe somebody has decided that they're just going to remain focused on their own life right now while they try to figure some things out. For some of you, that's the reason for no contact. Gemini, I wish I could share my good news with you. Maybe you do have some good news, or maybe some of you are going to be on the receiving end of some good news this week. And maybe other people know. Maybe that's what the gossip is about. Maybe the gossip is good gossip. It's about some good things that are taking place in your life. Maybe you do want to, maybe this is somebody that you would go and talk to, you know what I mean? Or this is somebody that you were their shoulder to cry on, or whatever, vice versa. Somebody wishes that they could tell you some things. So I think that somebody is definitely very curious about you. And maybe that's what this gossip is about, because it definitely feels like your name is being brought up in conversation. Yeah, maybe you're doing a lot of posting online. I was telling you, somebody is watching you under a fake page, or they don't want you to know that they might be, let's say you do something on social media, Gemini. Somebody is curious. They might be watching silently, because it definitely feels like somebody's watching. I'll tell you, there's a lot of spy energy. There's not just one person watching you. There might be a group of individuals, a whole pack of individuals watching you. But that would especially be the case if you are an influencer. So this could definitely be that things are picking up for you this week as far as viewership and such. Some of you, it seems like there might be an issue with somebody at work. Because again, I see conflict and gossip. This could definitely be in the workplace. Somebody could possibly be getting sent home. I don't know if this is somebody putting their hands on somebody, but it definitely feels like you're pissed off at somebody. Gemini, there's somebody that you can't stand, or somebody can't stand to see you outshine them in some sort of way. It doesn't look like you're intending to outshine them, but it definitely feels like if there's something that you're posting, it's causing somebody to feel mediocre about themselves or about their own work. Somebody might be watching to see if you moved on with somebody else. It seems like somebody is curious to know about whether or not you're single, because somebody is under the impression that they effed up, a Gemini or cross watcher, and they may want to come back around you to reassure you that they want you, that they want to be with you, but they're not sure if you have somebody else. So that's possibly what the gossip and the chatter is about. At work, be mindful of the fact that, you know, if you are dating somebody that you're working with, it's causing a lot of ruckus, a lot of gossip. People are definitely taking notice, and it seems like somebody can't wait to run and tell your business, Gemini or cross watcher. So if you want to keep these people out of your business, it seems like your guys are saying being discreet goes a long way. Spirit guys are saying these people are curious. I want to say they're nosy. They might want to act like they're coming to you out of curiosity, you know, just like they're asking you an innocent question. But like I said, somebody's trying to find out your information so they can go run and tell other people. Somebody in your energy this week, Gemini or cross-watcher, has bad intentions. You guys are telling me to tell you that somebody plans on deceiving you. The thing is, I think that you already know this person is hiding their true intentions. You already know that this person doesn't care. Gemini or cross-watcher. You might be giving somebody the benefit of the doubt. Maybe you might be inclined to at the beginning, but it definitely feels like you're going to be seeing the snakes in the grass. Gemini Nation and cross-watchers. So this is what this is about. This anxiety is about whether or not you should take somebody at their word and trust them and take them back into your energy as if nothing ever happened. It's just going to be up to you, because like as I was mentioning to you, somebody wants to protect their sanity, their serenity, their peace of mind. They don't want to feel like they're walking on eggshells in a situation. So it seems like somebody might be second guessing a decision about maybe having this communication. For somebody, this is communication with a family member. This might be your baby's dad, your father, your uncle, your brother. You get what I mean? It does feel like money picks up this week, but it definitely feels like when it comes to the drama, you like, forget about it. I'm not dealing with that. This could definitely be drama at work. You're deciding you're not going to partake in this, because it definitely feels like there's something at work this week that's just very toxic, unless that's just your everyday atmosphere at work. If it's not at work, then it's definitely at home in some area of your life. You're like, I'm done with it. I'm not going to partake. Taurus shows up in your reading, as well as Scorpio. So these could be the energies of someone at work. Definitely feels like I mentioned to you, money is something that you're concerned about. And I was telling you, for some of you have more than one person trying to do work on you. It might be to impact your finances. So it seems like Gemini, you guys are saying they're working their magic, so work your magic. Work yours, Gemini. You might be doing this, just like we talked about, for you to have some peace of mind, for you to get out of anxiety about situations. Because it definitely feels like I was telling you before that your inner talk and your anxiety has a lot to do with your financial situation and on how something is going to pan out. Because it seems like at the beginning of the week, that's what you're distracted by, is finances. And are you going to be able to make ends meet, or pay this bill or that bill, or pay this person back, or whatever. It seems like you're going to be able to find a way, or something finds a way to work itself out. Going in the right direction. For some of you, spirit guides, because the question, I didn't verbalize it, but I was asking spirit guides in my mind, okay, are you going to be contacted by this person this week, Gemini or cross-watcher? For some of you, the answer is yes. For others of you, your spirit guides are saying, Gemini, yeah, you're going in the right direction by doing this. Yes, contact them. Maybe some of you are like, nope, they need to contact me. You like the phone works both ways. So for some of you, it's just a mixed bag. Some of you, it feels like it hinges on a free will decision about whether or not you're going to, kind of break the ice and say what needs to be said. And for some of you, what somebody needs to say or communicate with you about is the truth. Because it definitely feels like somebody hasn't been honest with you. And maybe somebody might be deciding to be honest with you this week. And maybe you're like, okay, all right, I see the growth in this person. I see that they've changed, okay? So for some of you, maybe you might see a little bit of change with this individual. What I do see is that you're going to see some changes with your circumstances. If this is you doing magic to improve a situation, I see things improving. But if this is you doing baneful magic to ruin someone that did absolutely nothing to you, somebody about to get their ass handed to them by their spirit guides. So spirit guides are, they're on high alert about what's going on and what somebody is doing to try to interfere or disrupt something that you have going on, and they have no business kind of butting their heads in your situation, trying to control the way a circumstance plays out for you. Okay, let's talk about it. Justice. That's what comes down on your enemies, your haters. Okay, for some reason, Gemini or cross watcher, somebody has taken it upon themselves to dislike you. Or, of course, the reading can be reversed. Maybe you just can't stand somebody. I guess it happens. But yeah, maybe somebody sees your point. Or maybe this is possibly what might come as a result of this conversation. Maybe somebody might bend their brain and be like, yeah, I see where so-and-so is coming from. Yeah, they're right. Now, they may not tell you that you're right. Chances are maybe they are. Maybe they will. Maybe that's growth. Because it seems like maybe somebody is just very stubborn for their own good. Gemini or cross watcher. Geminis, this is what I have for you. Thank you so very much for watching. Have a blessed, beautiful, productive week. Gemini Nation and cross watchers. I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Cancer Nation, this is the general reading. This means that not everything that's mentioned here is going to be a perfect match to what's going on in your situation. Listen for what resonates, disregard what is not your message, but don't disregard it immediately, okay? So sometimes the messages in the reading may not resonate initially because they haven't had a chance to play out. So listen to this with an open mind. Please avoid making any rash decisions based on a general. If you would like a personal reading, my website happens to be AngelicAscensions.com. Delicate topics will always be discussed, so take that as a trigger warning. And let's get it, Cancer Nation and cross watcher, to see what's going on. I see some frustration, especially with your progress. It seems like you're concerned about time. You're concerned about the past, and your mind might be revisiting old moments. Maybe there's some things, some regrets that you're having about the past, or someone's possibly having regrets about you and the way that maybe they mishandled the situation in the past with you, or vice versa. It seems like there is somebody, I was telling you, there might be tension with you and someone. This could be somebody you live with, somebody that you broke up with. It feels like the past is definitely hovering over this relationship. Yeah, somebody feels stuck. Somebody could possibly feel very manipulated. It seems like you're going through some frustration. Maybe you're feeling a little bit hopeless, or this is a relationship that's possibly struggling. It seems like you feel discouraged. For some of you, maybe what you're feeling discouraged about is an ending. If this is not an ending in a relationship, which is what the reading is about, no contact. It seems like there might be some other things that are going on in your life. If it's not a relationship where things are ending, something is ending. Some of you are ending something or did end something because of you found out about lies and cheating. And your gut knew better than to believe what this person was talking about. It looks like there's a soul tie between you and this person. It seems like there's somebody that may want closure, or closure just may naturally happen in this situation. Scorpio and Pisces, but I'm reading for Cancer. It's Pisces right here. Both of you, you and this person, or you and these people, are definitely hurting as a result of maybe some things that were said, some things that may have played out. It seems like somebody might want to have a reconciliation over you. Somebody might be holding something over you. Maybe somebody has the upper hand. It looks like who might be coming back is a water sign. A Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. Got an Aries that just popped on the scene. Oh yeah, you're definitely catching somebody doing some stuff. This might cause a conflict. It seems like somebody feels very attacked. Okay, let's see what this attack is about. We talked about it. You got into it with somebody. No, we didn't. I didn't mention that. That's just what I'm saying. Somebody's coming at you kind of rude. They're coming at you rudely at a time where you're already stressed out. It seems like you're pissed off. Somebody in this situation may have said some things when they were upset, or they could be just feeling very furious about some things that they find out about, especially if this is somebody lying, going behind somebody's back, doing something, saying something. Maybe you're feeling a little bit under the weather. Again, Pisces and Scorpio, but this is Cancer. Maybe somebody's, what am I trying to say, infringing on your privacy. Seems like there could be some things going on online. Maybe there's some people talking online. Maybe you're sharing a lot online, Cancer or cross watcher. What's really going on here? Okay. Yeah, somebody is not well. Somebody could be in the hospital. Or there could be news of someone's health issue. Because maybe, for example, you haven't communicated with someone for a while. Maybe somebody might be telling you that somebody's not feeling well. It seems like somebody's definitely lost in thought. They're thinking about you. This could be someone who is in the military or who is a veteran. It looks like somebody is waiting for you to say something to them. But for some reason, it seems like things are on a pause. Maybe it's just not the right time. Somebody could possibly be moving. I definitely see somebody doing work on you. Yeah, it seems like somebody might be going through a financial situation. So maybe they're trying to, you know, kind of save some money and put it away. In fact, if this is you, Cancer or cross watcher, it seems like you might be receiving some money. You're giving some money away. I see some very charitable kind acts being done here. Somebody's going through something, okay? It feels like it's a home situation. It seems like someone's trying to maybe rebuild after their living situation became very chaotic. Okay. I was going to say, if this is you, a little bit off topic, but if this is you going through a financial situation or you're not sure how something is going to pan out, it seems like something may shift before the end of these next 7 days. Somebody is high as a kite in your situation, Cancer. Or somebody's under the influence. Yep. You're dealing with a Gemini, or some of you are Cancer, Gemini cusp. You're having a lot of anxiety about something. It seems like what you're having anxiety about is something that hasn't happened. Like you're having fears about a hypothetical situation. Yeah, it looks like you want security. I think you obviously want financial security. And obviously something has put a damper on that. Something threw a wedge, a wrench in your financial situation. For some of you, it's this person doing spell work on you. It's to pause your money. So it does feel like this week, Cancer or cross watcher, your money could be a little bit tied up. Those of you who are thinking about moving, this reminds me of a welcome mat. Some of you could be going to a housewarming party. Some of you could be moving into a new place. It feels like some of you might be getting the answer that you're looking for as far as a move. So maybe that's the communication. Maybe it's not about a person. Maybe it's about a company. Maybe you're waiting to hear back from a company or from court, and there's been no correspondence. Maybe some of you are waiting to hear back from someone who is in jail, and maybe they haven't had a chance to, maybe this is why there's no contact, because somebody is incarcerated. But like I said, maybe something is delayed as far as communication is concerned for some of you Cancers. I see a lot of anger in your situation. I see that something is working out a lot better than maybe you had anticipated. It seems like your spirit guides want to come in and assure you. They want you to have absolute uncertainty about your situation. Definitely feels like some money is coming through your hands. So as I mentioned to you, your money has maybe been on a down cycle or it's a little bit tied up, it seems like this money may end up moving forward. You might see, because it just feels like you're frustrated about your money. And it seems like things pick up. Somebody has to be in jail. If this is not that somebody is in jail, this feels like you feel stuck. And you don't know what to do about a particular dilemma. And you might feel like you've done all that you possibly can to make something happen for yourself, and it just seems like it's not coming together. That's what this looks like to me. Like, it feels like you feel shackled to your situation. And your guys are letting you know that they're going to reveal the answer to you about what to do. They're just telling you stand strong. Definitely defend your energy. Defend your spiritual energy, because as I mentioned to you, someone's trying to come in and impose on your situation through magic. Somebody's definitely trying to come for your image, Cancer, a cross watcher. So it seems like there's something like that getting ready to play out. Some of you are very, if this isn't you going through something, maybe your family is going through something, or you're going through something with you and your family. It obviously feels like something is on pause because it's not the right time. So something might be happening at a time where you feel like it's just, it couldn't have happened at a worse time, where you feel unprepared, possibly for an ending. For some of you, this might have something to do with a move. So maybe you're deciding to move away from this person and not stay in contact with them. Maybe you intend to leave and not be in contact with them at all. That's what this looks like. And you feel like you just need a vacation from this person. You feel like you need a break from them. Seems like you've gone through some loss. You're overcoming this. Feels like somebody feels very shunned, invisible. Maybe there's somebody you're banishing through magic this week. Feels like somebody's definitely spying on you. No, maybe this isn't in a creepy way. For some of you, what somebody is spying on is they're trying to get down to the truth. Especially if we're talking about court. Some of you, maybe this no contact has something to do with a lawyer. Maybe you need to talk to a lawyer about something. For some of you, maybe this is about anger management. Maybe somebody could possibly be taking some anger management courses. Maybe something is court ordered. Definitely feels like your angels are around looking out for you, giving you this protection already. And it feels like you're defying the odds, Cancer, a cross watcher. It does feel like there is a location, a place. You're leaving. You might be leaving before you're ready. And maybe you might be deciding to put some preparations together at the last minute to make something work for your advantage. It is a Leo. Some of you are Cancers, cusped by the zodiac sign of Leo. I mentioned to you several times now, Pisces. It seems like somebody's trying to trap you. Be careful about somebody trying to trick you, trap you in some sort of way. You guys are reminding you about meditation. It feels like it goes a long way this week. And they're definitely saying that somebody in your energy is a phony, a fake. They're a snake in the grass. Be careful of someone trying to steal something from you, take something from you that does not belong to them. But as I mentioned to you, some of you, there's somebody that's waiting for you to get in contact with them. Somebody is in the hospital, or somebody may have passed away, especially someone's father may have passed away through a health situation. Because as I mentioned to you, somebody is concerned about time. Somebody might be concerned about doing time, such as incarceration. We're talking about somebody is not sure if they have enough time to maybe go and see someone and spend quality time with them before they pass away. So it seems like if this is a relationship that's been damaged, maybe for a long time, and now someone falls ill, It seems like now somebody feels the need to go and, right their wrongs, pay their respects to someone before they pass. Or for some of you, this already happened. This person did pass away and you're thinking about them. And you're thinking about a scenario such as that connected to somebody that already passed away, as I mentioned to you. Spirit guys, will there be communication with the Gemini nation this week? Will Gemini communicate with their specific person? They're saying maybe not. And if you are in communication with the person that you want to talk to, maybe you're not talking to them about what you want to talk to them about, which is the past. Maybe somebody might reconsider that this week. Maybe there's somebody that you wish would reconsider having this conversation with you. Maybe there's some things that you want to talk to this person about. Maybe there's something that somebody wants to get off their chest. Maybe somebody really wants you. Maybe you're the only one that really understands them and they're like, no, I don't want to talk to this person or that person. I want to talk to Gemini. I want to talk to Cancer. You got a Gemini cross-watcher. Whoever this is that you're worried about, Cancer or cross-watcher, you guys are saying, don't worry. Your spirit guys are saying they got it. Or if it's about a person doing some messed up stuff to you or your family, you guys are saying they got that on. They've got that under control as well. That, Cancer Nation and Cross Watchers, this concludes your 70 forecast with Angelic Ascensions. Thank you so very much for watching. Have a blessed, beautiful, productive week, Cancer Nation and Cross Watchers. I'll see y'all in the next one. Interesting, we just got finished with your opposite sign. So some of you are obviously dealing with Cancerian. We're just going to jump right into it, Capricorn. Let's see what's going on with you. And this no communication situation. Those of you who have such a thing happening, definitely feels like somebody left a situation feeling used. Somebody might be acting like they're completely unaffected by what's going on. Then you might have blocked them, or you haven't communicated with them or communicated your feelings to this person. It looks like somebody's definitely left wondering. Somebody feels very shut out by you, Capricorn or cross-watcher, like you're giving them the silent treatment, or like you've muted them or something, like they tried to talk to you and you haven't said anything. So chances are this person might be trying to give you your space. Maybe you feel like you need this space right now because there's a lot of things on your mind. It seems like you're focused on trying to heal your heart of some things that may have happened between you and this person. Or maybe it's not between you and this person. Maybe it's just life in general. It seems like you're going through some stress. It seems like there's somebody that's avoiding contacting you right now. But it also feels like somebody feels like they're trapped in their circumstances. They feel powerless to change what's going on in their lives right now. So this might create a delay with you having a conversation with the person that's on your mind this week, Capricorn. Or if it's not that you're thinking about them, then they're thinking about you. So guys, what's going on? Loss. So this is definitely a situation where someone feels like they've lost you. For some of you, maybe somebody did go through a loss. Maybe they lost a loved one. And you're the person that they feel like they can talk to and have conversations with. You're not judging them for the things that they're going through, because it definitely feels like somebody, Capricorn or cross-watcher, is going through it. They've been going through something for quite a while. And it does feel like somebody is needing to make some decisions in their lives. And like I said, you might be that perfect person for them to call on. But it looks like somebody might feel like they need to handle the situation with caution. Somebody feels you're leaving them behind. Capricorn. It feels like the vibe has shifted between you and this person. So yeah, they're being cautious. Or your spirit guys are saying, Capricorn, caution. Caution about somebody that's around you, or someone that maybe you're talking to online. If this is not you talking to somebody online, maybe this is your kids. Maybe they're talking to somebody online. You never know who's on the other side of that laptop or that screen. So you might be, kind of seeing, observing what's going on with your children. Random side note. So you are moving on. Maybe this is why you've decided that no communication is best. Because you're like, whatever's going on between you and this person, you're like, we're not going to resolve this. You might feel like it's just completely unrealistic for you to really resolve the issues that you've had. So it seems like there's some coldness in your situation. Somebody feels very rejected. Somebody may have moved on with somebody else. You might feel like this is completely unfair. Maybe somebody's spreading some rumors about you, saying some stuff about you that's not entirely true. Capricorn. I think this relationship could have gone sour between you and this person. Could have been pretty toxic. Could have definitely ended on a bad note. Seems like somebody ran it into the ground. It usually takes two, but it seems like one person may have been more involved in the teardown of the relationship than the other. At least that might be how you see it. This might have something to do with the fact that somebody is unfaithful or has been unfaithful to you. So maybe somebody cheated on you with your friend. I see an ex that's coming through. I see that some of you are dating somebody else, or you're concerned or curious as to whether or not somebody has moved on and dated someone else. Somebody could possibly be contacting you around this period of time. For some of you, what somebody is contacting you about is a home. Maybe some of you are moving. Maybe you're waiting for the bank to contact you back, or you're waiting for somebody to contact you back, especially as I mentioned to you, if it's about a home situation, because I see that some of you are house hunting. Somebody feels very ghosted by you, rejected by you. Maybe this was all of a sudden. I think that some of you will get communication from someone. Maybe you feel like this person is extremely critical. Definitely, hands down, an air sign. I see a Scorpio. I see an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. Yep. You're estranged from possibly a Taurus. Or maybe this week you might feel like you need a break from this person's mouth, because it definitely feels like somebody's mouth is running. If their lips are moving, they're definitely lying. Somebody's not being honest with you about some stuff. Maybe this is why you're cautious. Or this is your spirit guide saying caution. Capricorn or cross watch if somebody's not being real with you. So it seems like you left the situation on a negative vibe. There could definitely be a visit, like a drive. Maybe this is a short distance drive. Maybe for somebody this is between you and siblings. Somebody might need a favor. Maybe somebody needed a favor from you already. Maybe somebody might be going through something else and they need another favor from you. Because it definitely feels like somebody may have gone through some bad news. Maybe they got some difficulty things to share with you. So I think that somebody might, you might contact them. The two of you might not just talk. There might be a meetup. Somebody might feel like it's a priority to get with you, hear from you, see what's going on with you, especially if this is parent-child. It definitely feels like you're sensing that somebody is holding a lot of stuff back. If you needed to make a decision, it seems like a decision is narrowed down this week. But it also feels like at the beginning of this week, something is up in the air for you. Opposition. What's this opposition about? It feels like it's in the form of this bad news. Like maybe there's some things that you had planned, some decisions you wanted to make, and now you're up against some opposition. And it seems like you're scrambling to kind of figure some things out and find a different direction to move in. Definitely see deceit in your situation. So I think that that's something that you could be finding out about. Maybe this is why you're not speaking to someone, or you might decide this week that you're just absolutely frustrated with somebody being a liar in your situation, It seems like you're irritated with this person. You may have received some bad news. As I mentioned to you, Capricorn, it seems like the situation may shift and there might be some better news that you might be receiving before the close of this week, before the close of these next 7 days. But let's talk about it again. It definitely feels like someone feels like you're leaving them behind. And yeah, some good news is coming in. Let's talk about it. And maybe there is some good news that you wish you could share with this person, but it seems like the vibe is just not clear between you and this person right now. It's pretty negative. I think somebody would prefer for things to be friendly between you and this person. Again, even if they feel like things are not going to be fixed and perfect and, you know what I mean, completely salvaged, it seems like somebody would at least like to lighten the mood and at least be civil. Maybe that might be something that you're working on. Spirit guys, is that the case? Yeah. For some of you, this is going on with a family member. Somebody might try to make that attempt to reach out to let you know that, yeah, they're like, I come in peace. So whatever this is that has you in a tizzy with this person or had you upset with them, somebody's like, I want peace. So maybe they're ready to hear you out. Or you're ready to listen to them. Somebody could possibly be sending you this as a written message, as I mentioned to you, a text, an email. Someone's name could be Crystal, or they could be named after a crystal, such as amethyst, or ruby, opal, pearl, something like this. Let's see. Spirit guides. Oh, you're getting your vision checked? Somebody might need to get their ears checked. You feel like somebody hears what they want to hear, or something goes in one ear, out the other. Somebody might have amnesia, such as you're talking to somebody, you're bringing up something that you know they have knowledge about, and they're going to act like they don't know what you're talking about. It's an act. They know what you're talking about, Capricorn. But they might put on that act for you. Or you might be inclined to do that with them. It's a general reading. So that may not be the case for all. So yeah, you got some plans that you're making. Something's going to require you to go out into the unknown. Meaning there's going to be some things that are going to be handled with a lot of uncertainty. You just don't know how something is going to play out, especially with the fact that there are some delays. This might cause friction between you and someone, or it already has. I see you departing from something, departing from a place, making some preparations to leave. Definitely see that you feel very unfocused, frustrated because of delays. Spirit guys, let's see, how does this play out? Because I see more than just this no contact situation. It seems like you got something else playing out in the background. Yeah, you got a lot of stress, a lot of negativity coming at you, possibly from other people. You're missing some keys. You might be relocating these keys. Capricorn. I wanted to call you Gemini just now. Your guys are telling you this week you got to release whatever this is. You want a tight grip over your situation. You want to know that everything is going to work out the way that it needs to, the way that you want it to. But your guys are saying this isn't that type of week. This is a week where releasing, letting go, and letting God, if you believe in God, if you don't, disregard. Releasing and letting go and knowing that things are going to work out the way that they need to. It seems like there's some things that your guys want you to see, and they're waiting for you to see it, Gemini. I'm calling you Gemini. Capricorn. It seems like you're looking for stability. You guys are definitely talking to you about grounding yourself. Clear your mind so that you can slice through this obstacle. You might be making an obstacle. For some of you Geminis, you're making Capricorns. You're making this situation way bigger in your mind than it really is because of this opposition. Seems like you're doing everything you possibly can, and now here comes this opposition. It feels like your guys are saying, ground yourself, clear your mind, you're going to find the solution. And then I think we've already addressed the fact that, yeah, you probably will be communicating with somebody this week. Seems like you're at the end of your rope. Maybe you're like, nope, I'm not going to be the one to approach them. For some of you, yes, there is communication. For others of you, no. Somebody's deciding, no, I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna communicate. Maybe you're worried about this person. Or you're worried about a situation. You guys are saying, no, Capricorn, there's no need to worry. Maybe that's the sign that you needed. Maybe you just needed to know that. You just needed some reassurance that everything was going to be okay. And your spirit guides are saying it is. Like I said, there's some good news before the conclusion of these next 7 days that you might be sharing with someone. With that, Capricorn Nation, before I call you Gemini, okay, Capricorns, this concludes your 7-day forecast with Angelic Ascensions, and thank you so very much for watching. Have a blessed one, Capricorn Nation. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace. Taurus, this is a general reading. This means that not everything mentioned here is going to be a perfect match. You know what, Taurus? Forget the disclaimer. Let's dive in. See what's going on for the Taurus Nation for the next 7 days. Those of you who are in no contact, overthinking. Somebody's possibly overthinking something with you. Well, this is just you. You might be a chronic overthinking for Taurus. But since we're talking about no contact, I think somebody might be overthinking this conversation that they'd like to have with you. Does somebody want to talk? Yeah. Somebody might have some things on the table that they want to address. First thing would be this dishonesty. Somebody might feel like, Taurus or past watcher, you're being fake. You're being manipulative. Or they caught you in a lie. Or somebody might feel like they're doing this with you. So something about a relationship seems to be very unstable. Somebody might not have steady feelings about this. They might feel one day that they love you, the next minute they can't stand you, or one minute you're fighting, the next minute you're all cool. It just seems like somebody wants peace. And so it seems like this week you might be deciding to take action on something, but it seems like you, again, this overthinking is getting in the way. I think somebody wants to restore things with you. It seems like somebody could be going through some depression. Maybe it's very difficult for you to get out of bed. Maybe you're very tired. You're nocturnal. You're maybe awake at night and sleeping during the day. Maybe you work at night. Did I say that? I said awake at night. But yeah, maybe you do work at night. It seems like somebody is very detached. Somebody might be a little bit nervous to approach you because they're overthinking. Why are they nervous to approach you? What is this about, Taurus? Oh, some of you are definitely, you have some sort of spiritual gift. Yeah, you are definitely somebody who is into occult knowledge. And when I say occult knowledge, I'm talking about tarot, I'm talking about spirituality, I'm talking about witchcraft. Seems like you're very into spiritual things. Maybe somebody finds that a bit intimidating. Or taboo or whatever. Some of you, this is with family. That's where the friction is. It definitely feels like for some of you, if this is a family member, you don't like them, you're definitely not getting along with them, and you caught them at some lies or some sneaky behavior. Somebody may have stolen from something from you. lied to your face, or as I mentioned to you, there's been some manipulation. Somebody's being fake. Or this is somebody smiling in your face, Taurus or cross-watcher. But they're duplicitous. They're two-faced. They're one way in front of your face, but what behind your back, they're doing something else. Perhaps this is possibly online. Seems like you might have an enemy that's online. This does say constancy, by the way. I'm pretty sure it might not be clear, but it seems like your name is constantly in somebody's mouth. Somebody's name could be Constance. Or somebody feels like you're always lying. I hear that meme, why are you always lying? Stop effing lying. Look it up, it's pretty funny. And I think that that might be how somebody feels about this situation, is that somebody is just always lying. They're like, why? Like, are you, they're like, can you just tell the truth? Are you that afraid of the truth? It feels like it's that type of situation. So maybe this is why you're not in contact with someone right about now. Maybe this is about money. Maybe somebody owes you money. Definitely see this. This is a situation that might involve child support or investing into a child, giving to a child. This doesn't feel like this is the last that you're going to see of this person, Taurus, cross-watcher, the last you hear of them. Somebody might be stubborn for the time being. Somebody might possibly be trying to keep up with the Joneses. I definitely sense a negative vibe between you and someone, and I see a lot of conflict, a lot of negative emotion. You might be a little bit impatient in your circumstance, or you might be impatient with this person this week. Like you're just kind of lashing out at them. For some of you, it's not that you're not in communication with them. It just seems like somebody might want to say something to you, but they're a little bit nervous to tell you what they really want to say or what's on their mind, because they feel like they're going to face some opposition. It's going to cause a misunderstanding. It seems like you might have your personal differences from this person. You have opposite viewpoints. It seems like this is just a very difficult relationship. Maybe your issue with this person is that they're always flaking on you when you need them, or when you need them to do for a child, they're just nowhere to be found. So some of you might feel like this relationship is a complete dead end. Your guide, what they want you to know, your guides, they want you to know that there are secrets in your situation. Somebody is definitely trying to come at you wrong, they come at you foul. Somebody's trying to cause a fight with you. Maybe this is due to their addiction. Maybe they're somebody else when they're addicted or when they're high. Or this is just a gripe that you have with them, is that they can't be sober. They resist change. For some of you, it's that maybe you feel like this, you wish that this person would really confront their emotions rather than numbing them. And really have a vulnerable moment with you. Some of you are definitely moving. I definitely see somebody moving out. Some of you could be returning to your hometown. This is definitely the case if this is a parent-child situation or a co-parenting situation. For some of you, maybe there is a child, a parent of a child, or an elder sibling, or whomever, an uncle and aunt that's coming to spend time, quality time with a child. I definitely see, yes, people are in your business. It seems like somebody might be trying to infringe on your privacy, Taurus. Somebody can't wait to find out what's going on with you so they can go run and tell the next person. And this might have you infuriated because it feels like the truth is getting back to you. So what somebody may be a little bit too nervous to say in front of your face, it seems like they don't have a problem constantly running their mouth to somebody else. So it seems like word gets back to you about something that you find out about, and it might have you feeling a little bit emotional, but it might have you feeling really pissed off. Again, it feels like somebody might want to say something to you, but they feel like it's going to meet with your disapproval. It's going to definitely be a child. There's a child that might feel like you're very disapproving of maybe what they're wanting to do. Maybe it's about whether or not they're going to school. Whether or not they're going to school, where they're going to school. their choice of friends. Yeah, somebody might be coming to you in a very passive-aggressive manner. Maybe after they had a few beers. Somebody could definitely be writing you a cryptic message, possibly online, leaving it there, hoping that you see it is definitely intended for you. Some of your random side note, you're very concerned about Christmas. For some of you, I'm trying to say Santa, Saint. Some of you could possibly be into saints. This reminds me of Santa Monica. Some of you could possibly live in a city. It starts with Saint. What is this? What saint are we talking about? Saint Michael is who comes to mind. Some of you are definitely into deities. Santa Muerte. That might be who you're calling on with your magic. Spirit guys, what's going on with Taurus? Okay. Yep. What somebody might be constantly doing is work. Spiritual work against you. Spiritual work to cause you to be counterproductive. Your guy just said, don't worry about this situation, Taurus. Somebody's getting their karma. Somebody's guardian angel is looking out for them. Especially this week, to combat a situation where somebody thought that they had you trapped. Somebody wants you to be trapped, Taurus. Or some of you, maybe you feel trapped in your circumstances. Maybe there's a situation that you really do want to leave. You want to pack, you want to leave. Be mindful of snakes around you, Taurus or cross watcher, or possibly somebody might feel that you are the snake. This is what your spirit guides peel back the layers to reveal to you are the snakes in the grass. Yes, Santa Muerte. That's who this is. For some of you, somebody could possibly be doing some sort of death magic in your situation. Do I want to say this stuff? No. It's meant to be somebody's confirmation. I kind of want to dig to see what this is that somebody's trying to do. Why are they doing this? It just seems like we kind of, there's some context here. It seems like somebody doesn't like you or you don't like them. And for some of you, it's not just one person that's doing this mess to you. This is more than one person. The name Raven could be relevant in your situation. Why is this being done? This feels like this is like domination magic. Especially be mindful of the moon cycles. You got a full moon coming up. Definitely want to protect your energy, especially during the moon cycle change. What does somebody want to do? Spirit guides are saying because somebody wants to ruin you. I don't know who's, I do know whose reading that is. I do, actually. Challenge. This is definitely someone trying to challenge you, bring unnecessary, undue challenges to you. Taurus Nation or Cross Watchers. As we talked about, let's rewind it. Spirit guides are saying this person is going to reap what they sow. This person, these people, Spirit guides. Oh no, before I conclude, there's definitely something about time. You're watching the clock. There might be a certain deadline that you're concerned about. Taurus. Getting some food delivered. Some of you have a pet. It's not a food addiction. It's definitely an addiction to caffeine. Some of you love the coffee. But maybe that's why you're up all night. Like I said, maybe it's you're working on something. This might be that you're up all night with a purpose. But I definitely feel like there's somebody that's overthinking the situation with you. Somebody that is thinking about approaching you. And let's see, will there be conversation between you and this person? For some of you, no. If there is communication, this feels like it's unproductive communication. Like it leaves things unresolved. Someone could possibly be afraid to say exactly what they need to say, or they're not sure really how to put into words what it is that they need to say. For some of you, this no contact situation may have something to do with court. Maybe there's someone from the court that you might need to communicate with. Communication does happen. It seems like it's a free will thing. You might be deciding whether or not you're gonna kind of break that silence. There might be you might feel like you're walking on eggshells. You're not sure if you should communicate with someone. It feels like somebody might, Taurus, communicate with you. Spirit guys, will there be communication for the Taurus nation? Those who are in no contact, you said what sign? Take a look at the bottom left-hand corner of the screen if you're ever confused about what zodiac sign I'm reading for. If it's not on the screen, it'll definitely be on the title. Spirit guys, will there be communication? Get more information. Somebody definitely might be trying to get more information about you. Maybe they're finding a cowardly, roundabout way of doing this. Because I did tell you that there are secrets involved, so somebody could possibly be going to secretly gather information about you. This might be your spirit guide saying, yes, Taurus, what are you waiting for? Communicate with this person. Get some more information. Maybe there's something that you do need to handle, and it would be beneficial for you to have this information to put yourself in an advantage, especially if we're talking about court. Susanna Marshalls, hello, and thank you for getting my name right. You guys are saying this is your sign. This is the sign. Maybe there's something, maybe this is the zodiac sign. Maybe I mentioned that zodiac sign that maybe you needed to hear about as a confirmation to whatever this is that's hidden in your situation. Because trust, somebody's hiding something. Somebody doesn't want you to know something. Taurus. Or this is a sign. Something that was said in this reading, again, was meant to be a confirmation for you. Because maybe your spirit guides are trying to put their finger on something, or this is you. You're like, I feel something, but I can't quite put my finger on it. And it feels like there's, again, confirmation of something in this reading that was intended for you to hear. Spirit guides, any word of advice for the Taurus nation for the next 7 days? You guys are saying plan something out, Taurus. Take the steps necessary to map something out so that you can move forward. Especially if this has something to do with a goal. There's some information that maybe you might need and would be beneficial for you to have. That's, like I was telling you, going to help you to move things forward and to prepare what's coming up next. With that, Taurus Nation and Cross Watchers, this concludes your 7-day forecast with Angelic Ascensions. Thank you so very much for watching. Somebody might be over talking you, Taurus. Have a blessed one. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Aries Nation, we're going to skip the disclaimer and we're going to just dive right in it. Ooh. I heard myself say that. Yeah, let me just, focus. Truth is definitely coming out about something. So you're definitely questioning whether or not somebody really truly cared about you in the first place. Because maybe these days you can't tell. You like, did this person ever really care? Did they give a care about me at all? Somebody's spirit guides are saying, yeah, they do. Or they did. And maybe it took for this separation for them to start to understand why you met each other in the first place, why your paths crossed in the first place. I think somebody came into a situation with a lot to hide. They're still hiding some stuff because it definitely seems as though there are secrets in this situation. It seems like there's somebody that's ignoring you or is not really ready to address the elephant in the room, so to speak. There's a Sagittarius that's in your energy. For some of you, the number 3 is relevant. You could possibly have 3 children with someone. Is this Aries? You could have been with someone for 3 years. So you could be dealing with a Gemini. There's definitely an air sign in your energy. It seems like there's somebody that you want to communicate with. For some of you, where the truth has been hidden, there's been secrets, the truth is being exposed. Or it has been, and this is why you're not in communication with this person. It does not, somebody is under the impression, Aries, that you don't even want to be friends with them. For some of you, it seems like there's an issue between you and a child. Some of you have a pending court situation. Maybe this is why you're not talking to someone. Maybe it has something to do with a court issue. Maybe it's court ordered for you to not communicate with this person. Some of you could be going through a divorce. I clearly see a separation. So some of you could possibly be separating from someone, or you already did. Someone's not supposed to communicate with you because of court. It seems like, is there any way to see what you said for Pisces? Yeah, the right Ray Liotta, fine AF is correct. You can simply rewind, or you can watch the replay. Yeah, some of you, this is family. Some of you, maybe you feel like you and a family member are just way too different to really coexist and be civil with one another. There's a Taurus, there's an Aries, there's a Leo, a Cancerian, Libra. It's on the table. Maybe this has something to do with money. Or some of you, Aries, what you're concerned about this week is your financial situation. It seems like there's a financial situation that's stressing you out. You're like, what am I going to do about this? Is what this looks like. Like somebody's really worried about what's going to happen with their finances, or they're wondering what's going to happen with school, because it looks like some of you are concerned about education of a child or your own education. Some of you might play an instrument, or you sing, you entertain, you dance. It seems like you had a lot of strong emotion for somebody. Might be a lot of hate, a lot of frustration that you're having with someone. You might be feeling kind of tired today, Aries, or cross watcher, or this week. Yep. You have a test. Some of you could be test taking. Maybe you're anxious about a test. Some of you, maybe you do have an upcoming trial with court. Others of you, it feels like you've just really been going through it. Maybe this is why somebody hasn't contacted you in a while. Or if you have been in contact with this person, maybe you don't really know what's going on, because I was telling you there are secrets. Somebody's going through something, and maybe they're not telling you, you know, how heavy their circumstances are right now. Maybe somebody's been enduring something for quite some time. If this is you, Aries or cross watcher, it seems like your spirit guides are coming in to help you to find a solution to something. Spirit guides might have you take a fresh approach. Maybe it's the way that you're approaching a situation, or you're dealing with new problems with old solutions, and maybe those old solutions don't fit this situation. Maybe this isn't a one-size-fits-all type of dilemma. So spirit guides might be coming in to show you how to go about this. Whatever has been standing in your way feels like it's being removed this week. Aries, disruption. So this feels like maybe there's been some things that have come up to disrupt some plans that you've had. Maybe it might be your plans to communicate with this person. Some of you, the unfriendly vibe is at work. Seems like there's somebody at work that you can't stand. And you might be holding on to a grudge with a family member, but definitely there's some things going on at work this week. Some of you, maybe you don't feel well, you're just feeling exhausted, and there's somebody that's really going out of their way to get on your nerves and provoke you. Possibly when you already have a lot on your mind, or your plate is already full, you're like, I can't go through another thing. It feels like you're maxed out emotionally, and it just seems like somebody, like I was telling you, is trying to provoke you. It possibly could be this Queen of Cups, who could possibly be a Cancerian. Seems like you can't really seem to get away from this person. So you're waiting for money, or some of you, maybe somebody's waiting for you to communicate with them about money. Oh, somebody's trolling somebody online. Maybe this is why you're not talking to someone. Yeah, the reason that you're not talking to somebody is that you're blocked. Somebody's giving you the silent treatment. They're ghosting you. They're not getting back to you. This is possibly what's frustrating somebody right now. Because somebody might feel like there's a situation that's just over, and maybe they weren't ready for things to be over. Maybe you ended a situation because you feeling like this person is never going to change. They're never going to step up. They're not going to uphold their end of the bargain. So maybe you feel like somebody dumped all the responsibility on you, and it's like now you're going through it, and you feel like this person is nowhere to be found. You feel like they went on to carry on their merry life, but they kind of left you to kind of pick up the pieces. You're waiting for some closure. It seems like Aries or cross watcher. You guys want you to be at peace with the fact that that closure may not come. You may not get that closure from this person because they may not be ready to confront their own personal issues. They might be ready to cast everything off on you, so you are the sole one to blame. You're the only one to blame. Something may have happened this month to you. So maybe some of you, maybe you stopped communicating with someone in the month of August. Some of you might want to have a conversation with someone. Somebody might want a bit of your time. So maybe you might be making a firm decision within yourself to kind of figure out if that's something that you want to do before this can happen. Some of you, maybe somebody contacted you today, or they might be contacting you tomorrow, or this is somebody that's constantly saying, yeah, I'll get around to it tomorrow, type of thing, and you kind of never do. Time gets away from you. I definitely see lies and deception, and it feels like your spirit guides, the advice that they're giving you in this situation is to walk away. It feels like there's someone better for you. So it could possibly be an August Leo, or an August Virgo, or September Virgo, September Libra. For some of you, what you may not realize about this situation is that this is going to be short term. Or it is, and this is why you're not in contact with them, or they're not contacting you back, and you're just racking your brain. You're like, I don't know why this person is ghosting me. I don't know why they won't say what they really want to say to me. For some of you, there's some sort of restriction. Something might be blocking someone from contacting you. As I said, maybe it's a legal situation. Thank you for letting me know. So I was saying that I'll say the part that I remember that I was talking about. I was telling you that maybe you might feel, I was telling you this is going to be an emotional week for you. And that your emotion might come from the fact that there's a lot of uncertainty in your situation. There's a disruption to plans, and things that maybe you were concerned about, things that you made plans about, now things are disrupted. And maybe you feel like if it's not a person that you feel blocked off from, maybe you feel blocked off from access to some information that you need. And that's frustrating you. And you feel like you don't have access to what your spirit guides are trying to tell you. Maybe there's somebody that you do need to speak to. Or as I mentioned to you, somebody might want to talk. So let's see, spirit guides. especially about a financial situation. If you're worried about getting the money together to take care of something, Aries or cross watcher, it seems like this money is being provided. It seems like there's someone that comes into your situation that helps you to resolve a particular difficulty that you're faced with at the beginning of the week. It seems like something may end up getting resolved before the conclusion of these next 7 days. Because I was mentioning to you, you feel restricted from something that you need or want. So this is being provided. You guys are saying be patient. So this is going to be worked out, especially if I didn't say this already, or maybe I'm repeating it again for emphasis because you guys want me to, especially if we're talking about a financial situation. Spirit, will there be communication for the Taurus nation? I'm sorry, the Aries nation. Some of you are obviously dealing with a Taurus, or Taurus Aries. You guaranteed have a Taurus cross watcher. A Scorpio cross watcher. Will there be communication? Yeah. Some of you, yes. Some of you, somebody might communicate with you, even if they're not supposed to communicate with you. Again, if there's like a court order to not communicate, it seems like somebody might feel the need to say what they really want to say. With that, Aries, about to call you Taurus again with that Aries Nation. This conclusion 7-day forecast with Angelic Ascensions. Thank you so very much for watching. See you in the next one. Virgo Nation. Virgo season yet? Yeah. Oh my God, Virgo season. It just dawned on me. Happy birthday, Virgos. Virgo Nation, this is a general reading. This means that not everything that is mentioned in this reading is going to be a perfect match for what's going on in your situation. You know what? We're going to skip the disclaimer for you too, Virgo. But if you'd like to book me for a personal reading, my website happens to be AngelicAscensionsTarot.com. I also teach tarot classes. If you're interested, visit my website for more details. Virgo Nation. Birthday. The birthday sign. Prayer. It's your birthday season. You're praying for something. Or somebody possibly might be praying for you. Maybe somebody is praying to get in contact with you. Especially because it seems like somebody already made an attempt to. Somebody may have sent you a message. Maybe you didn't reply, Virgo or cross-watcher. It seems like somebody is going through a lot of sadness around this period of time. There's been a misunderstanding between you and this person. And it seems like one of the reasons that you're staying away from this person is because you don't see any real change with this person. You might feel like this person is dangerous. Maybe they are physically dangerous. Maybe you feel like they're dangerous for your mental health. It definitely feels like there's something in your situation that is unpredictable. Unless you deem this person unpredictable, it feels like there's just some unacceptable situations that are going on between you and this person right now. And so it feels like what happened is the truth came out. For some of you, this is a third-party situation. Somebody may have figured out what the truth is, and it doesn't feel like you're having a conversation about what are the real issues if you are talking to this person. Nope, somebody does not have peace of mind about this situation, especially if they did walk away from you. There's a Libra. Some of you, somebody might be going through a financial situation. Definitely see somebody holding on to a grudge, or it appears that maybe you are Virgo or cross-watcher. Somebody said something maybe in front of other people, something that was just a put down and very embarrassing. Maybe you're dealing with somebody that you feel likes to push people away or piss a lot of people off. So maybe somebody feels like a conversation with you is just a waste of time. It's just going to go left if they talk to you about what they really want to talk to you about. So this person is like, well, forget it. I'm not going to talk to Virgo Taurus and Capricorn about this. There's also my mouth was trying to say air sign, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, but this is fire, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Somebody might have fire and air in the chart. So this is a conversation about a child. There might be a discussion about court. Here you are, Virgo. Conversation between you and a Scorpio. So there's secrets in your situation. There is also an Aquarius. Somebody wants to get on better terms with you. Maybe they don't know how to. For somebody, this is a friend. Maybe you and a friend are going through it. There could have been a friend that said some things that were very disrespectful. It seems like it was a two-way street. Maybe you and this person said some foul things to one another. So it still feels like there's some hard feelings about this situation. Somebody is tired of this. They're exhausted of this. They feel like there's no respect here. And they feel like somebody just does not want to listen. And they feel like they've been giving of themselves. And somebody just couldn't care less. There's definitely a lot of deceit in your situation. For some of you, if this situation has something to do with finances, it seems like there's a financial situation that may be resolved with patience. Or some of you, you're waiting for money and you feel like this money is just not showing up. It feels like this money may come in before the conclusion of these 7 days. Maybe this is a pay week for you. Maybe you get paid at the end of the week, or someone does. Definitely, if this is you have a court situation and you're not communicating with court or regarding a court matter, it seems like your spirit guides are saying you might want to communicate with this about this court case. Yes, spirit guides are saying something is going to be provided. So if this doesn't have anything to necessarily do with no contact, no communication, I think it does. I think maybe there's a financial matter that you may need to discuss with someone, or you're waiting for someone to get back to you about a financial matter and they haven't, especially if this has something to do with court. So for some of you, you might be receiving communication or correspondence from the court or a court matter sometime this week. I guess this would, if this would involve custody, child support, because it looks like somebody is going through it. And for some of you, there is no communication because somebody has been going through something for a very long time. Or for others of you, there is communication, but as I mentioned to you, maybe you don't know how bad somebody's situation is. Maybe they're not letting you know. You obviously are going to court. Some of you are receiving money from a court settlement. Or for some of you, you're needing to pay a fine. I'm trying to tell you, some of you, you're on trial for something. You're taking someone to court. You're suing somebody. Somebody's name is Rhonda. Here, black and yellow. Oh, what year is that from? Is that from the early 2000s? Probably. I think so, yeah. Early 2000s could be relevant. That time period could have been relevant in your situation. Maybe you haven't spoken to somebody since the early 2000s. Or maybe that's when you met somebody. There will very likely be communication. I see someone by the name of Alex that could be relevant in your situation. It seems like you're very scared to talk to someone. Someone could possibly be nervous about a financial situation, especially if there's something that you need to. Are you okay? There's obviously, it keeps being brought up over and over again. Virgo or cross watcher, like you're nervous about court. You're nervous about the police. You want to know that somebody's coming at you with no agenda. There's no agenda involved in them approaching you. You just want to know the truth about that. It looks like somebody's not sure about the exact words to say, the right words to say to make a situation better. Somebody definitely feels like you're letting go of them, Virgo or cross watcher, or they feel like they've made, especially a child may feel like they've made a lot of a concerted effort And they feel like it's never enough. If there's something that you lost, random side note, Virgo or cross watcher, you might be locating that. For some of you, it seems like there's somebody you wish would get over their addictions. For some of you, somebody's addicted to you. You are their addiction. This has become a complete fatal attraction type of situation. It seems like you're entertaining a lot of negative thoughts around this time, Virgo or cross watcher, or this is the reason that maybe somebody's not contacting you, is because they're having a lot of negative thoughts about surrounding the situation right now, or they're expecting for you to possibly feel this way about them. Maybe it's what they didn't do or what they haven't done that they feel like you're going to hold against them. Somebody's definitely holding on to some bad memories of the situation this week. I think that somebody possibly might be leaving a particular location. You might be dreaming of someone that passed away, random side note, because it seems like they're definitely trying to connect with you. If there is a legal situation where someone is nervous about getting locked up, maybe it's the fact that you might need to communicate with the court. Something could possibly be prevented, but it seems like it's fear that's kind of keeping somebody held captive. Maybe you're getting into an argument, like a back and forth with somebody. Okay, because it definitely feels like that's the barrier in communicating with someone, is you can't seem to argue with it. It seems like the things are too tense between you and this person right now. And somebody is hell-bent on having the last word, and so it's like you can't get a word in edgewise. Nothing can possibly get resolved this week for some of you. So this may not be the time to really have this conversation for some of you, and it be a productive type of thing, where you really feel like you get to a resolution. You might feel like you have too many other people, outsiders, that are involved in this situation. Maybe there's too many people, too much interference for some of you. And while I see it, it feels like some of you are praying about a financial situation. So we did bring up prayer. I see prayer beads, rosary beads. Someone's name could be Rose. Your angels are definitely coming through. It seems like you're exhausted of a situation. You are so effing tired of going through something. Or it's just such a dead end for you with trying to get your point across with someone. You said something over and over to them, and it seems like they just don't understand. They can't get it through their head what it is that you're trying to say. So it feels like for some of you, you're like, I'm giving up. I'm just going to pray for this person because I can't get them on the same page with me, type of thing. Is that what this is, Virgo? You guys are telling you that you're unbalanced. You may need to meditate. That might be very beneficial for you. It might be beneficial for you if this is something that you truly do want to resolve, to see the person, see things from the other person's perspective. Maybe you might feel like you or someone in the situation might feel like their perspective is the only one that matters. Maybe the spirit guides are saying you might benefit yourself. The situation may be benefited by putting yourself in somebody else's shoes. Because it definitely feels like somebody's feelings are still hurt because of something that was said, or because of something that was done or not done. Because it definitely feels like somebody dropped the ball in your situation, Virgo or cross watcher, or somebody's feeling that way. Maybe you want to change your perception, the way that this person perceives you. You want them to look at you differently and not hold the past against you. So yeah, you might want to get your battery, your charger together, Virgo or cross watcher. Maybe your battery is kind of low. Maybe you are communicating with someone, or you want to, but maybe it might be at a time where you're not really prepared to plug in your phone. Or you're missing calls because maybe your phone wasn't charged. Will there be communication? For the Virgo Nation, your spirit guides are saying who you might benefit from communicating with is your guides. They're bringing some positive change in your situation. They're trying to assure you that even though maybe something didn't go as planned this week, something may turn around. Your guides are saying work your magic in this situation. There could definitely be somebody working magic on you or this is you. Your spirit guides are working their magic. You, along with your spirit guides that are backing you, are making the situation work in your favor. Someone by the name of Crystal could possibly be relevant. And yeah, somebody might want you to let go. I don't necessarily see an apology. Virgo or cross watcher, somebody might just want you to let it go and act like nothing ever happened. Like the things that they say never said, never existed. Or the pain that you're feeling about a situation doesn't exist. It goes unacknowledged. So if you're looking for an apology, that apology may not exist. It may not actually take place. Of course, this is a general reading. Everybody's situation is going to be different, but in this reading, I do not see an apology. So if an apology is something that's important to you, you guys are saying you might have this conversation with this person, but maybe nothing is resolved, as I mentioned to you. For some of you, you truly want to resolve this situation. For some of you, it is resolvable, it is salvageable, but it might require a sincere apology where there's a concerted effort not to repeat the offense. Because it seems like if you're apologizing and you do the same thing next week, somebody's going to be looking at you sideways like, I thought you said you were sorry. Or I thought you really meant the conversation that we had seemed very meaningful and it seemed like it was going somewhere. But here we are again at square one. It seems like that's what somebody is exhausted with. So it seems like spirit guides are saying something may really need to change here. Habits may really need to be broken in order for there to be a successful outcome. With that, Virgo Nation and Cross Watchers, this concludes your 7-day forecast with Angelic Ascensions. Thank you so very much for watching and have a wonderful birthday season, Virgo and Cross Watchers. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out, Virgo Nation. Libra Nation, this is a general reading. Okay, just wanted to make sure it said Libra on the screen. This means that not everything that's mentioned in this reading is going to be a perfect match. Oh, what am I talking about? Okay, no, skip the disclaimer. Let's get into it. Libra, music is something that's taking somebody back down memory lane when it comes to you. It's a Leo. Leo usually comes out in your reading. So you could possibly have Leo and Libra in your chart. Or your Libra is dealing with Leos. Somebody is foolish or they acted very foolishly. Immature is how you see this person. Reckless. Maybe you feel like that's how they handled you. Or how they handled the situation. Like you feel like somebody is just ignorant. Ignorant of how you're feeling. Epiphany. It seems like spirit guides are saying they want you to see something. Like they're trying to guide your eyes to something. Like your spiritual eyes. They're saying they want you to see something that maybe you weren't seeing before. Or that maybe someone wasn't wanting to see before. So what would this be? It might be somebody's situation. It might be you being sympathetic to someone else's situation. Libra. Some of you are dealing with a Virgo, or you are Libra, Virgo. Somebody might want closure on a particular situation. So it seems like somebody has something that they want to bring up in conversation with you. So are you sending somebody songs? Because it seems like maybe that's how somebody is communicating. It might be through random beings, or maybe they're sending you songs, or I don't know, or you're reminded of this person when a song comes on. There's a lot of confusion in your situation. Somebody's feeling very confused, very hurt at this time. Libra. Seems like somebody is tired of justifying the reasons in their mind about why they should stay. Somebody feels like you talk to other people about the relationship, but not to them. Like you're venting to other people, or there's other people that might know intimate details about your relationship, but the two of you aren't discussing these things. Somebody's like, wow, you couldn't just come to me and tell me that. You had to say it behind my back. That's the energy that I get off of that. Some of you, someone could possibly be very spiritual. There could be someone that may be thinking about writing you a message. Seems like there's a financial situation that you're concerned about today, Libra or Cross Watcher, or this week. Maybe you're puzzled about how to fix a financial situation, unless this is what's causing beef between you and this person, is the fact that maybe that there's money involved. Maybe there's money that needs to be paid. Maybe you have a child involved with this person. Some of you, you're married to this individual. If you're not married on paper, it feels like you have something that resembles marriage. Maybe you cohabitate with this person and you have kids. Seems like somebody feels like they completely gave to the point of no return. That you might feel like you catered to someone and you got nothing in return. There's nothing to show for it at the end of this. So some of you, maybe somebody is deciding to go their separate ways because they're feeling like things are just not working out between the two of you at this time. Something seems to be a bit stuck. It's the trust. It seems like somebody does not feel like they can trust you at this time. Libra or Cross Watcher. Why? Because your guys are saying there's deception in this situation. Someone is wearing a false mask in this relationship, say your guides. Somebody's not being real with you. They're not being honest, and it seems like you know that. Some of you, what somebody wants is better communication. They want to hear that you really care about them. Or this is a child, maybe they want to hear that some encouragement instead of put downs. Seems like this is an on again, off again situation. Here's a Leo. It's not put downs, and it feels like it's just heavy criticism. That might be how somebody sees the situation. I see conflict between you and this person, and I see somebody screaming at the top of their lungs. So maybe you feel like somebody's constantly yelling. Maybe you're just on one this week. So maybe you're distancing yourself. You might feel like you just need some time to heal from this. You just need some peace. There's a Scorpio, especially a November Scorpio, in your reading. There's definitely a third party for some of you, especially an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn that's involved. Someone's name could possibly be Malachi. I see someone with an A name that could be relevant. I also see Gemini. I see a lot of conflict. I also see a lot of anxiety for you, back pain, a lot of pain in your shoulders and arms. I see a lot of indigestion, rather, a side note, like a lot of heartburn for you. Seems like your body is very acidic, especially your stomach. A lot of stomach issues, digestive issues for some of you. Random side note. Body might need some water. It seems like somebody drinks a lot, drinks very heavily, might have multiple drinks a day. Maybe you're concerned about someone's sobriety. Maybe that's what's getting in the way of your connection with this person. It's causing a lot of stress. It's creating a negative atmosphere between you and this person. Yes. Somebody is very aggressive, especially when they're under the influence. Somebody definitely said something that really hurt somebody's feelings. This is why you're not in contact with them. So this might be why you're walking away. Maybe you're not making a big to-do about it. Maybe you're not making an announcement that you don't want to communicate with this person, but it definitely shows in your body language and your actions. Somebody might be texting you, Libra or Cross Watcher. Maybe you're sending them a text. Maybe somebody's decided to not reply, or they're going to take their time replying. It's because they're hurt. It's because somebody might not be sure if they really want to have this relationship exist the way that it is, because it seems to be very toxic. Somebody is a smoker, Libra or Cross Watcher. Maybe you kind of held on because you're somebody that has a tendency to people please. You've gotten very lost in this person to the point that maybe you don't recognize yourself any longer. So it seems like this week you might be decided that you just need a break from this person. This person, even though you're not talking to them right now, Libra cross watcher, they have a lot of regrets. They might have too much pride to admit to you that they have these regrets. They have a lot of worries on their mind. This person might be dealing with financial matters, or they have a legal case that's on the table that they're really stressed out about. They feel like you're suspicious of them. They feel like you don't buy their story, Libra cross watcher. Now, what might be hidden from you in this situation is, yeah, somebody's been having one-night stands. They've been dealing with somebody else behind your back, and that might be the truth that you're realizing. For some of you, there might be something about travel. So this person could possibly be coming to see you, or they could be thinking about coming to see you. Somebody could be dropping you a message on social media, or there could be some information that might feed into your suspicions. It might confirm, rather, your suspicions. This might have something to do with, as I mentioned to you, something that you see online. Because it definitely feels like somebody is hunting for information. They may end up stumbling upon this information that they were suspicious about. Like I said, it confirms their suspicion. Now they know. And it may lead to a breakup. Or you see something in somebody's phone, and then you're going off on them about something that you see and you knew they were lying to you about in the first place. Be mindful of protecting your energy, Libra cross watcher. Somebody's coming in and giving you the evil eye. So your guides are telling you, protect your energy. Or this is somebody just giving you the death stare. Okay, staring you down, pissed off at you about something. And they transmit that negative energy to you, and it turns out to be, like I said, witchcraft. Mindful of somebody in your energy that's a snake. You trust and believe when I say somebody is lying to you. They're going to salt and pepper the truth and make it seem like it's the truth, but they're gaslighting you. You know better. Your common sense is telling you that this person is lying to you. Don't let them talk you out of believing what your intuition is already telling you. That's for somebody. Not for all. It's a general reading. Like I said, you're possibly going to come across something that's a receipt for you. Like, finally, I found proof. Finally, I found some receipts. Maybe this is literally. Maybe you might find some receipts that confirm, a paper trail of what somebody's doing behind your back. Maybe there's something that you need to return, and your spirit guides are saying, keep your receipts. Maybe this is you with your taxes. Maybe you might need to have better bookkeeping, possibly, when it comes to your taxes. So someone might not be communicating about is a financial situation. Somebody might feel like they can't afford the place that they're living in. So it could possibly be apartment hunting. What somebody might be hiding from you is that they're a danger to others, or someone could possibly be a danger to themselves. What is it? I'm hearing this song by Pink. What does the lyrics say? I'm a hazard to myself. Don't let me get me. I'm my own worst enemy. What did she say? Is that when you don't love yourself or something like that? I think that's what somebody is having. Like they're having. I don't want to minimize something by saying that somebody's having a pity party or somebody's victimizing, but it just feels self-loathing, self-deprecating is what this is. Somebody just is not happy with themselves right now. So I do feel like there might be a conversation, at least a text. If somebody doesn't pick up the phone and contact you and have a verbal conversation with you, it seems like somebody might be testing the waters with you through text. You gotta get a vibe about maybe how you're feeling about them. Or as we talked about at the top of the reading, that you speak to me through music. Random. Maybe somebody might be sending you a song, writing you a song. Or there's a song that brings back some memories of somebody, and you may all of a sudden want to contact them to see what's really up with them. Seems like somebody's really going through a lot these days, Libra cross watcher. And maybe this is why someone's not communicating with you. Or if they are communicating with you, you may not know all the ins and outs of maybe what's causing them to lash out. They might make it painted as though you're the problem, you're the issue. But really, it just seems like there's a lot of tension within themselves that they're dealing with at this time. A lot of dislike that they have about the way that they're living their lives, or some patterns that they're repeating. I don't know. They're going to do something about it. Somebody might be stressed about a financial situation. But I'll say this, looks are deceiving. This week, Libra cross watcher. Somebody might put on a happy face in front of you, but really, in private, it seems like they're going through some stuff. And maybe they're not really mad at you. They might be lashing out at you, but they just might be misdirected anger. Somebody might be mad at themselves about the situation. With that, Libra Nation and Cross Watchers, this concludes your 7-day forecast with Angelic Ascensions. Thank you for watching, Libra Nation. Have a blessed, beautiful, productive week. See y'all in the next one. Sag Nation. Sagittarius. This is a general reading. We're going to skip the disclaimer for you too, Sagittarius. Some of you Saggies are dealing with the Libras. Somebody else might know something about you, your situation, and what might be going on between you and this person. There's conversations about this. Other people know. Somebody regrets what happened. They regret that they let their ego get in the way. Sagittarius. This might be a Cancer. Capricorn could be relevant. There's an air sign that you're not speaking to. There's an air sign that would like to reconcile with you. It seems like there's an unwanted separation between you and this person. Brand new side note, Sagittarius or cross watcher, you might be getting your car serviced. Maybe there's a financial situation standing in the way, but it looks like it might be beneficial for you to look at what's going on with this car. You guys, this does say enemy. So there could be an enemy around you, unless this is how you look at this person that you're not communicating with. Like they treated you like the enemy. You do have an enemy in your situation. If somebody's doing magic on you, you might notice who this person is. Sagittarius or cross watcher, and how you might notice it is this goofy expression on this person's face. There's definitely something going on online. Maybe you don't see their expression, but maybe that's how they're looking at you. I don't understand what's going on. I just see that there's an air sign that you're not talking to. Who is this, Sagittarius? There's a Scorpio. There might be somebody in your household that you don't like. Random side note, somebody might have a big butt. Unless this is what they're making of themselves. Somebody might be making an ass of themselves. Or they already did. Sagittarius. There's a Leo in your situation. It seems like the issue this week is privacy. Some of you Saggies might be spending some time in your room. Maybe you feel like you need some privacy, or do you just feel like people are just overly invested, overly nosy with something that you have going on. It seems like, especially if you're going through some conflict with this person, I definitely sense jealousy around you, Sagittarius. Definitely sense some sort of aggression. Whether that could be like a controversial situation that could be playing out. Maybe it's not playing out with you and someone directly, but you might be the observer of something that's going on, such as something that's going on online, on social media. Maybe there's a TV show that's very controversial that you're watching. Seems like you're writing a paper or there's a message that you want to write to someone. Seems like you're running out of time for something. Maybe something needs to be handled in a timely manner. Maybe there's someone that you might need to speak to in a timely manner. Maybe the deadline is approaching. But I definitely see that what somebody's having conversations about has everything to do with somebody thinking that they're airing out your dirty laundry. It seems like you're very overwhelmed. Or somebody that maybe you're not speaking to is just very overwhelmed with their circumstances, especially if this has something to do with single parenthood. There may have been somebody that you were talking to and maybe they ghosted you all of a sudden. Maybe things went kind of quiet. I want to call you Libra, but I know this isn't Libra. This is Saggy, but there might be a Libra that you know. Yeah, see, there's definitely somebody trying to gather information about you. Somebody wants to know your personal business. Especially on social media, online, or you are possibly trying to gather up this information on somebody. Especially if somebody is your enemy. Definitely see somebody online that is an issue. You might not be communicating with someone, but maybe you might see them in a meeting. So some of you, maybe somebody might be following up with you. Maybe you might see someone or get down or speak to someone in a meeting this week. Or someone might be having a meeting about you. Yeah, you're definitely on social media. You might come across something on social media where you see something is deceiving, or this is spirit guide showing you that somebody has intentions on deceiving you this week, or they already have. There might be someone that does actually communicate with you. It seems like somebody might want to reconnect with you. Somebody might miss having you in their life, Sagittarius. They may not say it, but they may definitely think it. There might be someone that could be thinking about reaching out to you because they need some financial assistance. You might be getting some good news. But before you get this good news, Sagittarius or cross watcher, you might feel very irritated about something that's playing out. Something that you want very badly. You might feel like things are just not coming together the way that you need them to. Structure definitely goes a long way this week, Sag Nation. Somebody's definitely thinking about you. They're thinking about a relationship that went sour. And I feel like somebody might have decided that it's best to kind of stay focused on what they have going on. To stay focused on their own life rather than communicate with you. Or this is you. You feel like maybe somebody's just kind of caught up in their own situation. You might feel like kind of shunned. Random side note, you got some opportunities for achievement that are coming in. It feels like, once again, something may need to be done on time. You might get something done right on the brink of a deadline. Or like, as I mentioned to you, somebody might call you at the last minute, or you might get in touch with someone, follow up with them at the last minute because you might be procrastinating, or you're overwhelmed with a lot of different things. You might put something off. Or maybe there's a delay in someone contacting you because, as I mentioned to you, they just got a lot going on. Maybe they've had a lot going on for a very long time. If they don't communicate with you this week, Sagittarius, someone might be getting back with you within the next few weeks, especially in the month of September. It seems like someone could have possibly contacted you over the summer, but maybe, like I said, something kind of got in the way, especially if you're waiting for someone to make a decision. Or you're waiting for the court to make a decision about something. So you might want to go on vacation. You might feel like you need it. Whatever this is that you need to talk to someone about, or someone needs to talk to you about something, it feels like it's something important. So yeah, maybe you might be receiving a message or a package from someone this week, or as I mentioned to you, if it doesn't happen this week, it may happen to you over the next few weeks. Some of you, this opportunity, this communication has something to do with an opportunity, such as a job. Maybe you put some information out there. Maybe it's about a job, and maybe you're waiting to hear back about a job. This communication may come in. It might be a little bit delayed, but it does reach you. Be mindful of greedy people around you, people that are pursuing their own agenda without regard for others. It seems like this might be something that you're irritated about, or this is why you decided to pull back from somebody, because you feel like that this isn't a group effort. It's about their agenda and their success only. On that note, Sagittarius, this concludes your 7-day forecast for the Angelic Ascensions. Leo Nation, let's see what's going on between you and this person. See what's going on with the communication. There's an air sign that I think is thinking about you, or you are thinking about them. You possibly might be Leo with air in your chart, especially Libra. Somebody might see you online. Leo, you might be scrolling and see somebody's profile online. For some of you, the reason for no contact is that you haven't met someone formally yet. Like you see someone online, maybe they catch your interest, maybe you want to talk. So that's my way of saying that maybe somebody is interested in you, and maybe you haven't had a conversation with them where they're able to express that they like you, they're into you, and they want to know more about you. Somebody's very intrigued by you. Others of you, it seems like the reason that you're not talking to somebody is that you're tired of the cycle. Some of you, you're talking to your ancestors about this. Maybe your ancestors are speaking to them, this particular person, about you. Because it seems like somebody's mission on this earth this time, somebody reincarnated into this lifetime to choose to do things differently. But it seems like they're repeating the cycle. So ancestors might be bringing this to them, their attention. Like, didn't you say you were going? Wasn't that part of the mission? Is to come here to do things differently? Solitude. Some of you are definitely dealing with a Virgo. So it seems like maybe you pulled away. You decided, you know what? I'm just going to do this solo. So somebody feels like you've isolated yourself from them. You've built a fortress around yourself, and there's no real way of kind of coming back from that. What might be the reason, or might be a contributing factor, is that somebody is denying something. They're denying the part that they played, or they're flat out denying the truth from you around this period of time. So it seems like the energy between you and this person right now is a bit awkward. You might not really be getting along with them. Maybe you're keeping a little profile from them around this period of time. It seems like this person might just be deciding to really pay attention to what's going on with you. It seems like you caught their attention. So they might be observing you. That's what I'm trying to say, Leo. They might be watching you, or you might just be kind of watching them. Somebody is very stressed out over this situation, possibly stressed out over the way something played out between the two of you. Or this is your spirit guide saying, Leo, pay attention to what's going on. Look before you leap. Because it looks like somebody is a backstabber, or could be backstabbing you. This might be the whole reason why you're not talking to somebody. Or where you might find out about a backstabbing type of situation. Especially if this is somebody talking behind your back. Now the thing is, I think you know this person has a tendency to do that. It seems like you view this person as disloyal, or they view you this way, Leo. There will very likely be communication, or there has been communication about you. Maybe not the two of you directly, maybe the two of you haven't talked, and maybe there's talk about you. Or there's information out there about you. Yeah, definitely. You got a couple of people that are trying to approach you this week. Okay, Libra and Scorpio. But Leo, one of these people could be a Libra, one of them could be a Scorpio. There's also a Pisces. There's a Taurus. It doesn't look like you want to talk to this person. Maybe you do need some space. Maybe there's some things that you need to think about, and you want to think about it away from this person. So I think somebody is letting go of this situation. today or this week, Leo, there is something bit about you and a Libra, you and a Gemini. Okay, air signs are dominating this reading, as well as Earth, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Yeah, you may not see eye to eye about some things this week, but it looks like there's somebody that wants to dead this. Maybe you haven't spoken to someone since the month of February. You likely will talk to this person, or like I said, if you don't talk to them, your name is being discussed. This might be your baby's mom, your younger sibling. This might be auntie, you know what I mean, family member type of situation. It seems like somebody wants a safe space to discuss some things with you. It looks like someone has an intention of returning to your life and talking to you about things. It looks like somebody, it feels like it's been a minute. They want to talk. They want to see you. So I think that somebody might communicate with you and let you know this, that they want to reconnect with you about this. They might be coming to your place. This could definitely be your kid or your younger sibling or whatever, a friend of yours. Seems like somebody wants to be back in your life again, but maybe they don't know where they stand with you at this time. Somebody might be questioning your commitment to the situation or to what the two of you have, like what the two of you share, or responsibilities that the two of you share. Yeah, if you're waiting for money, or this has to do with a financial situation, somebody might be giving you the runaround on that today, Leo. Maybe you feel like somebody didn't come through as promised. Some of you feels like there's an issue with somebody. No, maybe you're looking for a new job. You might be going to complain to the boss or the higher ups about somebody at the job. You might. Maybe you have some gripes about somebody. It definitely feels like you're elevating on this job, though. For some of you, there could be a promotion. It seems like what people are noticing about you at work is that you're really focused on your career. Like, no matter what it takes, you feel like you're going to get there. Your enthusiasm and passion for something feels like it goes a long way. Over some of you, this is what somebody feels kind of fizzled out in your relationship. The enthusiasm, the passion that the two of you used to have, it feels like it's just kind of lackluster. It's no longer in existence around this period of time. If this is a love relationship and the two of you live together, this person feels like the two of you live as roommates rather than a couple. So somebody's definitely sensing that the vibe has shifted, and it feels like somebody does want to talk. I want to say Virgo. Aquarius. As I mentioned to you, air signs are dominating your reading. Somebody's name might end in the word eel. Like somebody's name could be Camille. I'm hearing Shaquille. I don't know. Camille. Yeah. All right. Somebody's very secretive, yes. Spiritual. So it could possibly be going to a reader. It could be about can you get down? Someone could possibly be going to, maybe you wish that somebody would just get down. Anyway, somebody could be going to a reader about you. Maybe they're trying to figure you out, especially since you're not communicating. Or somebody just simply is a reader. Somebody could possibly be going to get spiritual work done on you. I want to say Taurus, but I know this is Leo. Well, this is Taurus possibly doing work on you, Leo. There's some sort of celebration. It could definitely be a birthday celebration of a Virgo. Some of you, this is a baby shower. Maybe the baby is a Virgo. All right, Leo, with that, this concludes your 70 forecast with Angelic Ascensions. Thank you so very much for watching, Leo Nation and Cross Watchers. I'll see y'all in the next one. Aquarius Nation. Aquarius, this is a general reading. This means that not everything mentioned here is going to be a perfect match in your situation. Take what resonates, disregard the rest. Why am I giving you the disclaimer now? I took the disclaimer for other people. Anyway, watch this with an open mind, Aquarius and cross watchers. If you'd like to book a personal, my website happens to be AngelicAscensions.com. I also teach tarot classes. If you're interested in that, take a look at my website for more details. Delicate topics are certainly going to be discussed. And let's dive into it, Aquarius. Let's see what's going on for you for the next 7 days. Somebody is overthinking a situation, overthinking their current circumstance, or possibly overthinking a situation with you. What do they want, Aquarius? Somebody feels like they lost you. It definitely feels like you've dealt with your share of heartbreak when it comes to this person. Somebody has been very deceptive. They put you in a love triangle, and it feels like it's very difficult to kind of let this go. Like let go and completely just forgive and act like nothing ever happened. In fact, it feels like there is a third-party situation and somebody's looking for revenge, or you're looking for revenge about the way that somebody hurt you. There's a third-party situation. It seems like something has been dragging on for a very long time. Some of you Aquariuses or cross-watchers, you're holding on to something that's been over a very long time ago. Something's been over, but it seems like somebody doesn't want to let it go. Or for some of you, what might be difficult for you to let go is some sort of hurtful situation that may have taken place. It feels like there's somebody that wants forgiveness about what has taken place. They have a lot of regret. In their private time, it feels like somebody has a lot of guilt about something that may have played out, especially something that led to a breakup. This person may feel like you fight a lot. Maybe this is why you decided to not communicate with them. Somebody might be questioning whether or not you still have the same feelings for them, Aquarius or cross-watcher, especially an ex. Seems like you might be very stressed out. Maybe this is why someone is not communicating with you around this period of time. They might be stressed out over their situation. Some of you, maybe somebody has kind of pulled away because they might be deeply involved in an addiction. Somebody could definitely be going through a relapse or getting deeper in an addiction. For some of you, their addiction is the third party. You're wondering why this person can't seem to part from this person. What is so spectacular about this person? It just seems like there's a toxic situation that someone can't seem to let go of. For some of you, this is a family member that you feel deceived you. So it definitely feels like the drama continues this week. Something may not be completely resolved between you and this person, Aquarius Nation or cross-watcher. Someone's birthday could be upcoming, or someone's birthday could have passed recently. Like somebody could be a Leo or an upcoming Virgo birthday. It seems like this week you might be deciding to, rather than talk to this person, you might be deciding to heal. And you're just taking your time. This is why there are boundaries, because you feel like even though you might love this person unconditionally, Aquarius or cross-watcher, it just seems like there's a limit to the things that you're willing to tolerate. So, I see some other things happening, Aquarius, so I'm going to try to keep it to just this topic. We're going to talk about some other things in your general reading or in the dailies. So definitely see some things coming up later this month and going into the month of September. Your guides are telling you that there's some truth that maybe you don't see about the situation. Or for others of you, this is someone going to look for the truth. This is why you're not communicating with them. Maybe they did find out the truth, or they're definitely focused on figuring out what the truth is, because they're definitely sensing that there's a change up with you. Someone feels very rejected by you. Or some of you, someone's not communicating with you because they feel very triggered by you this week. And that definitely feels like it's because you're aware of something. You see the truth now, is what this is. So it seems like even if there is communication, you're handling things differently with this person. Things are not the same, and it may continue to be that way. For some of you, this is a twin flame connection. For some of you, it feels like your romantic connection with this person was interrupted by a third party, but maybe you're deciding to still maybe handle your duties with this person or co-parent with them. For some of you this week, somebody might be traveling to see you, or you could possibly be going someplace differently. Definitely see someone in the background trying to sabotage your plans. Maybe you feel like there's a co-parenting situation where your co-parenting partner is trying to undermine your efforts. I see that somebody's very curious about you. It could definitely be someone that you're not in contact with. I also see someone trying to meddle in your business or in your situation. Somebody is talking about you, meddling in your business, maybe without your knowledge. This could be somebody trying to give you some unsolicited advice. Somebody is very problematic, very chaotic. You might see them in this way. And I definitely feel like there's somebody that's holding back a secret. They're not talking to you about what's going on, but they're definitely venting to other people about you. Somebody's definitely withholding an apology. And it seems like there might be somebody in your situation or in your energy, Aquarius or cross-watcher. They might be painting a certain picture for you. They might want you to think one thing about them, but they're really an imposter. Yeah, here it is, conversations. You're the topic of conversation, or somebody, as I mentioned to you, there's conversations going on behind your back. You might be receiving a written message from someone, Aquarius or cross-watcher. Somebody might be waiting for you to maybe write them back, text them back. But I definitely feel like you might be getting communication either through the mail or through text. Something might be hand-delivered to you. Some of you, maybe you might be hearing court summons. Maybe you are serving someone court documents, or you could possibly be receiving paperwork. You're noticing some fake people around you, Aquarius or cross-watcher. For some of you, you're house hunting. You might hear back about a house situation, or you could possibly hear back from someone who is behind bars. Either someone is behind bars or is concerned that maybe that might happen. And there's definitely somebody in your energy that you think is a friend, Aquarius or cross-watcher, but they're really crossing you. Possibly through magic. And what I mean by crossing you is that somebody's trying to jinx you. They're doing work on you. So you could possibly be doing an uncrossing, Aquarius, or a road opener. It feels like somebody's trying to block something that you're doing. It might be more than one person, because I was telling you, somebody's trying to sabotage you. This might be somebody that's in your community, somebody that you think is a friend. They have this, they're really effed up, Aquarius or cross-watcher. So the vibe between you and this person might change. You might see through somebody. You might see the true intentions, and you might come to notice that there's somebody in your energy that does not care about your well-being. Or if it's not about your well-being, it might be about the well-being of somebody that you tend to or care about. Maybe you see something that they don't see, or maybe they have a refusal to see what's going on right in front of their face. It definitely feels like somebody wants to recapture the spark with you, so they might be trying to find a delicate way to go about this, to communicate with you. For some of you, you might be communicating with someone who passed away. Maybe you're going to talk to them, maybe you're going to their gravesite, and you're talking to them about maybe some things that you're thinking and feeling. Or this is you saying farewell to someone that passed away recently. It feels like somebody wants to remove the hatred. This doesn't feel like this is dislike. It feels like there might be hatred in a particular situation. Someone would like to remove that energy. They'd like to dead that energy. Somebody's showing you their dark side this week. Somebody's name could possibly be Jonathan. And I definitely see that there is a soulmate that maybe some of you are encountering. Definitely do some spiritual cleansing, because as I mentioned to you, there's some negativity that may have landed, because it looks like somebody's throwing this negative energy at you. You possibly might be throwing this energy back. Or you're throwing this at somebody, they're sending it right back to you. Whatever someone's doing to you as far as evil type of energy, you're neutralizing this. You're transmuting this energy. or you're doing some spell work that's definitely going to be effective to rid or banish this energy away. What somebody is aiming to impact is your money. It feels like somebody's been clocking your income for the longest time, Aquarius, cross watcher. But again, your guides are saying it's time to clear this energy. So you might be actively clearing this energy away, because what someone's intention is for you to lose out. For some of you, this is a third-party situation. Someone is hell-bent on being in competition with you and they want you to lose. For others of you, this is not that type of situation. This is going on at work. Or this is confirmation that someone is doing work on you. With that, Aquarius Nation and Cross Watchers, this concludes your 7-day forecast with Angelic Ascensions. Thank you so very much for watching. Have a blessed, beautiful, productive week, Aquarius Nation and Cross Watchers. I'll see y'all in the next one.